Chapter 2283. Chapter 2282 Hunting, Encounter, Killing? Chapter 2283. Chapter 2282 Hunting, Encounter, Killing. It was a burly member of the evil god race who was charging toward him. His three eyes were filled with cold killing intent. Kill? A long spear condensed in Lu Ming's hands and he thrust it out. The shocking spear radiance destroyed the opponent's axe radiance in one fell swoop and pierced through the opponent's glabella. Instant kill. Then, with a sweep of his world power, he put away the other party's storage bracelet and dug out the other party's crystal core. Damn it. This person has the battle power of a rank 14 true emperor. One of the ambushers roared. Initially they had thought that Lu Ming's combat strength would not be that high since he was so young. They would be able to easily deal with him if they sent a rank 12 true emperor expert. He did not expect that Lu Ming would be able to resolve it easily. Send more people to kill this person. Hurry up, don't be discovered by the other people in the heaven realm. An alien ordered. Immediately some alien races charged out and attacked Lu Ming. Upped on Biomicron X0VL. Xiomicron M. This time there were 6 of them. There's more. Lu Ming narrowed his eyes slightly. The 6 alien races burst with a shocking aura and charged toward Lu Ming. From a distance, 6 beams of destructive light blasted toward Lu Ming. Buzz. Whoosh. Lu Ming brandished his long spear and shot out beams of spear radiance at the alien race's destructive light. Boom. 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 A series of collisions occurred. Lu Ming's body shook violently and he retreated continuously. 2 at rank 15 true emperor and 4 at rank 14 true emperor. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat as he determined the other party's strength. Such a formation was more than enough to deal with a rank 14. However, their opponent was Lu Ming. Although Lu Ming was injured, his injuries were recovering rapidly and he was not in any serious condition. Kill? The 6 alien races charged at Lu Ming with all kinds of attacks trying to drown him. Come on. Lu Ming's eyes were filled with fighting spirit. He held his spear and charged over. The 2 sides continued to clash and kill each other. Although Lu Ming was at a disadvantage, it was impossible for the alien race to kill him in a short time. After more than 10 moves, Lu Ming risked his injuries and killed a rank 14 true emperor alien in the air with one shot. Damn it, how can this human from the heaven realm be so strong? His vitality is unbelievably tenacious. Some of the non-humankind beings who were lying in ambush roared in anger. Then more non-humankind beings rushed out. This time there were more than a dozen of them. The strongest one had the battle power of a rank 16 true emperor. So many? Could this be the nest of the alien race? Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. There were so many alien races, and some of them even had the combat power of a level 16 true emperor. Lu Ming was obviously not their match. Boom. Lu Ming knocked back a rank 14 martial artist with a single shot. He then charged forward at top speed. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Buzz. Lu Ming pulled the fallen star bow and 999 colored arrows flew out. They were aimed at a rank 15 true emperor alien. Bang. This foreign being was shot to death in the air. Buzz. Buzz. Lu Ming drew his bow continuously. The bowstring vibrated and a few arrows flew out in succession. Each arrow killed one alien. Detestable. Those alien races who had been lying in ambush couldn't sit still any longer. Some of the more terrifying ones were even more furious. Charge out and kill this person. A leader-level non-human shouted and rushed out. This time, more than 200 foreign races rushed out from the surrounding mountains. Each of them had a combat strength above level 10 true emperor. The strongest had even reached the fighting power of a rank 17 true emperor. So many. Lu Ming's expression really changed. A few hundred alien races all at the same time, and all of them were at least a 10th stage true emperor. This was definitely not a coincidence. They had been lying in ambush here for a long time. Although Lu Ming did not know what had happened, he knew very well that he was unlucky and had accidentally walked into an ambush of the alien races. Hundreds of alien races, all of which had the combat strength of a 10th level true emperor or above, charged at Lu Ming from all directions. The entire void was shaking as if there were an army of thousands of soldiers. Kill him. One of the alien race members shouted. This person had the appearance of a human and purple hair. He was actually a member of the royal race. Whoosh, whoosh. A few beams of destructive light burst out, causing the void to tremble continuously. A stone sword appeared in Lu Ming's hand. At the same time, the celestial thearch's physical body emerged and floated in front of Lu Ming, growing in size. Lu Ming took a step forward and his body merged into the celestial thearch's physical body. It was impossible for Lu Ming to be a match for so many foreign tribe powerhouses. He would probably be drowned by the attacks of so many foreign tribes in an instant and be blown up by so many attacks. The only way was to use the Celestial Emperor's corporeal body. Bus. Controlling the Celestial Thearch's physical body, Lu Ming slashed with his sword. A beam of sword chi, vast and mighty, pierced through the clouds, broke through the attack of the foreign tribe, and slashed towards the group of foreign tribe members. A few of the alien races, who were all level 10 true emperors, were cut in half by the sword chi. At this moment, a group of people arrived not far away. This group of people were the experts from the Lan and Yen families. There were dozens of them, and there was no lack of terrifying true emperor experts. The experts from the Lan and Yen families were also looking for the entrance to the small world. They could see the mighty sword chi from afar. There's a battle between experts ahead. What terrifying power. Be careful to hide. One of the Lan family's experts said in a low voice. These people immediately concealed their auras and carefully flew forward. They then landed on a mountain peak and looked ahead. At a glance, they saw Lu Ming controlling the Celestial Thearch's physical body to fight against the alien race. Of course, they did not recognize Lu Ming as he had merged into the Celestial Thearch's physical body. When they saw so many alien races, they were almost scared to death. There's a wondrous spatial fluctuation up ahead. Could the entrance to the small world be here? Could it be that these foreign races are lying in ambush here, trying to ambush and kill the powerhouses of our heaven realm? The Lan family and the Yen family could easily think of this key point. Their faces turned pale at the thought of this. They understood that someone had barged into this place first, or they would be finished. Who's that giant golem? What powerful battle prowess. That should be a puppet. The experts from the Lan and Yen families discussed in low voices. At this time, Lu Ming had killed a few more alien races in a row, which infuriated the alien races. Let's attack together. The non-human king roared. All the alien races made their moves. Hundreds of attacks were aimed at Lu Ming. All of these attacks were from beings above the 10th level of the true emperor realm. The power was so shocking that even ordinary great emperors didn't dare to take them head-on and could only dodge. However, Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was still Celestial Emperor's corporeal body. Furthermore, it was made of stone and was extremely sturdy. Even great emperors couldn't penetrate it, let alone true emperors. Lu Ming ignored the attacks from all directions. He held the Celestial Emperor's sword and rushed toward the alien race. Kill? Lu Ming let out a long howl and slashed out with his sword. The sword ray was 100 miles long and the three alien races were blown up in the air. Chapter 2284. Chapter 2284, Energy Exhausted? Chapter 2284. Chapter 2284 Energy Exhausted. Lu Ming killed 3 alien races with a single slash. Then he slashed his sword horizontally and lulled 2 more alien races. The attacks of hundreds of outsiders landed on the Celestial Emperor's corporeal body, causing loud rumbles. However, Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was completely fine. However, Lu Ming's combat sword did not stop and he kept slashing. The huge sword light was as big as a mountain. It swept across sky with shocking power. Over the years, Lu Ming would find some time to integrate the energy from the energy crystals he obtained from the alien races into the Celestial Thearch's body. The Celestial Emperor's corporeal bodis energy was already close to 30%. It was extremely powerful. Bang, bang, bang. As the mountain-like sword light pressed down, the bodies of the non-humankind beings exploded one after another, and they died on the spot. In a few breaths, dozens of foreign kinds were killed. No matter what combat strength they had, they could not withstand one move from Lu Ming. When close to 30% of the energy in the Celestial Thearch's physical body erupted, even an ordinary one-star great emperor would be in danger. Lu Ming could kill him, let alone a true emperor. The battle power of a level 18 true emperor was only equivalent to the true emperor realm. Even the most powerful rank 18 was only at peak of true emperor, and they would still be killed in seconds. Update on Biomicron X0 VL. Xiomicron M. Therefore, no matter what combat level they were at, there was only one outcome when they faced Lu Ming, and that was to be killed in seconds. They were invincible. Kill, kill. Lu Ming shouted. Like a tiger among a flock of sheep, he charged and killed wantonly. His combat sword kept slashing out, and every slash took the life of a few outsiders. In less than a minute, more than 100 of the more than 200 alien races had died under Lu Ming's sword. Go, quickly go. The remaining alien race members finally panicked. They shouted in fear and turned to run. Kill? Lu Ming had his eyes on the alien royal family. The number of royal non-human races was pathetically small, without a doubt, each of them had shocking talent. Once they reached adulthood, they would have terrifying battle power. The heavens' favorites among them were even more terrifying. Since he saw them, he couldn't let them go. Lu Ming chased after the alien royal. Stop him. The non-human king was terrified. He ran for his life and ordered the other non-human races to stop Lu Ming. In the foreign races, RHE hierarchy was strict and unusual. The status of a member of the royal family was extremely precious. The ordinary people and RHE aristocrats of the evil god tribe had to obey RHE royal family unconditionally. In the face of danger, he had to stand in front of the royal family unconditionally. Otherwise there would be a great disaster. At that moment, although the other alien races were frightened, they still rushed toward Lu Ming. Among them there was no lack of level 17 true emperor battle strength. Kill? Lu Ming showed no mercy. He charged forward and slashed with his combat sword, killing one alien race after another. Among them, there was even an existence with the battle power of a rank 17 true emperor. In the battlefield of true emperors, a rank 17 true emperor was already the peak of battle power. This was because a rank 18 true emperor had reached the peak of true emperor in all aspects. Most of them were in seclusion, preparing to break through to the great emperor realm. Lu Ming was invincible in the true emperor stage when he controlled the celestial thearch's body. Lu Ming dashed past them and killed dozens of true emperors. He then rushed toward the non-human royal clan. The non-human king screamed in fear, but he was still cut in half by the sword. Run! The other non-humans fled in all directions. Lu Ming stopped and did not continue to pursue. The intense battle just now had consumed a lot of the energy of the heaven and earth body. These foreign kinds had the combat strength of a 10th level true emperor or above. It seemed easy for Lu Ming to kill them, but he had to consume a lot of energy. After killing more than 100 non-human powerhouses, the energy of the celestial thearch's body was almost exhausted. Killing so many true emperor realm experts was no easier than fighting a 1-star great emperor. By now, the energy in celestial emperor's corporeal body was almost completely depleted. After the alien race had fled far away, Lu Ming's figure appeared and he kept the celestial thearch body. It seems like there should be an entrance to a small world here. These foreign races have been lying in ambush in this vicinity in order to kill RHE beings of the heaven realm. On second thought, Lu Ming could guess the alien race's plan. At this moment, the people from the Lan family and the Yen family widened their eyes in shock. Lu Ming, it's that Lu Ming, it's him. He has such a terrifying puppet. The faces of the Lan and Yen family members turned pale. They had received orders to kill Lu Ming if they had the chance in the battlefield of true emperors. However, Lu Ming actually had such a powerful puppet, which left them with a lingering fear. If they had attacked Lu Ming, they would have been dead. That's not right. Here must be a condition to control such a powerful puppet. It's impossible to control it so easily. Just now the alien race escaped, but he didn't pursue them. This doesn't seem like him. Could it be that the puppet can't be used anymore? Controlling a puppet requires energy, and energy will be exhausted. The Lan family and the Yen family were communicating in secret. Some of these people had already lived for hundreds of thousands of years, and some even millions of years. They were all experienced and sly old foxes, so they could guess the general situation in a few moments. Their eyes lit up and were filled with cold killing intent. This was a great opportunity. If Lu Ming's puppet could no longer be controlled, it would be the best time to kill him. Let us go all out. The experts from the Lan and Yen families were determined. Their higher-ups had given the order to find an opportunity to kill Lu Ming and strip him of the indestructible ancient scroll in his soul. If they could complete the task, they would be rewarded handsomely. Now that there was no one else from heaven around and Lu Ming's puppet could nor be used, it was the best time to make a move. Go and kill Lu Ming. The leader of the Lan family sent a message to the crowd and then rushed out. The others also rushed out. Beams of rainbow light shot toward Lu Ming at high speed. Lu Ming was about to head to the small world when he suddenly realized that there were dozens of people flying in his direction. He could not help but be stunned. He did not recognize these people as the Lan and Yen families. The Lan family and the Yen family did not have any special symbols. These people were all true emperors. Lu Ming had never seen them before. He had thought that the other party was just an ordinary person from the heaven realm. Are these people also here for the small world? Lu Ming's heart stirred. Bus. And NBSP whoosh. The people from the Lan family and the Yen family stopped not far away from Lu Ming. They did not make a move immediately. They were still a little afraid of Lu Ming's methods. "You are Lu Ming?" The leader of the Lan family pretended to have just recognized Lu Ming and asked with a surprised look. "That's me. May first know why everyone is here?" Lu Ming said. Zheng. Tihe, leader of the Lan family, lied. He walked toward Lu Ming with a smile on his face and said, "Recently, there has been a rumor that a small world that has been floating in the eternal void for countless years has connected to the battlefield of Rhe True Emperor. Perhaps there are extraordinary treasures there, so many people have come. Brother Lu, you must be here for this small world." The leader of the Lan family always had a smile on his face. He was very gentle and made people feel like they were bathing in the spring breeze. Chapter 2285. Lu Ming's Murderous Intent? Chapter 2285. Lu Ming's Murderous Intent. It is indeed a small world. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat, but he did not show it. "That's right, I'm also here for the small world." At this moment, the leader of the Lan family glanced at the alien corpses and said, "So many alien corpses. Did Brother Lu kill them?" He had clearly seen it but pretended not to see it. He wanted to test Lu Ming. "No, I just got here too," Lu Ming said. "Oh, don't tell me that someone has already entered that small world? Then let's hurry in too." The Lan family's leader pretended to have a change in expression. He strode forward and approached Lu Ming. At this moment, a terrifying ray of light burst out from the hands of the leader of the Lan family and headed towards Lu Ming. At this moment, the two of them were very close. If Lu Ming was not on guard, he would definitely not be able to dodge. However, just as the Lan family's leader made his move, the six-feathered wings suddenly appeared on Lu Ming's back. In a flash, Lu Ming's figure flew away at top speed, avoiding the opponent's attack. The leader of the Lan family's expression changed. He looked gloomy as he stared at Lu Ming. "How did you find out? You're good at disguising yourself, but the others aren't so good at it. If someone wants to kill me, do you think one won't notice? Who are you people?" Update on Biomicron X0VL. Xiaomicron M. Lu Ming's expression was a little gloomy. If not for his extremely sharp senses and the fact that there were people from the Lan and Yen families with strong killing intent, Lu Ming would have caught them despite their efforts to conceal it. "So what if him discovered by you? You'll still die today." The leader of the Lan family shouted. He no longer concealed himself and unleashed his full power, charging towards Lu Ming. He displayed extremely terrifying combat strength. Rank 17 True Emperor Battle Power. Lu Ming's expression changed. Although Lu Ming's combat strength had barely reached the 14th stage of the True Emperor realm, he was still far from the 17th stage of the True Emperor realm. He was not a match for them at all. Moreover, there were other people. The other members of the Lan family and Yen family also made their moves. Each of them had shocking battle strength and were all above the 10th level of True Emperor. If the Celestial Thearch's physical body was still around, these people would not be a threat to him. However, Lu Ming was no match for them now. Lu Ming cast his six-feathered divine wings and retreated rapidly to avoid the attack. At the same time, the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. "Where do you think you're going?" One attack after another streaked across the void and headed straight for Lu Ming. "Are you from the Lan and Yen families?" Lu Ming shouted. The moment the other party made a move, he could not hide his unique magical ability and Lu Ming recognized it. Due to his enmity with the Lan family and the Yen family, Lu Ming had studied the ancient scriptures and divine abilities passed down by these two families. That was why he could recognize them at a glance. "Kill?" The Lan family and Yen family members shouted, their killing intent extremely cold. "Bus." As Lu Ming retreated, he drew the fallen star bow. Whoosh. An arrow shot out at an extreme speed, tearing through the void like a star. One of the Lan family's rank 15 True Emperor powerhouses was shot to death in the air by Lu Ming. "Damn it." The leader of the Lan family shouted and increased his speed to the maximum. It was as if he was traveling through the void. His speed was at its maximum, not slower than Lu Ming's six-feathered divine wings. There was another person from the Yen family who was also a rank 17 True Emperor. They worked together with the person from the Lan family and charged toward Lu Ming from both sides, closing in on him quickly. Whoosh, whoosh. Lu Ming drew his bow continuously. Two 9-colored arrows were shot at two people with the combat power of a rank 17 True Emperor. However, a rank 17 True Emperor was really powerful. He blocked the arrows with brute force and only his figure was hindered. A level 17 True Emperor is this strong? Lu Ming's gaze was solemn. "Lu Ming, you're dead meat today. Hand over the indestructible ancient scroll and the ancient scroll that you're cultivating, and we'll give you a quick death." the leader of the Lan family said coldly. However, at this moment his expression changed. The other members of the Lan family and Yin family also changed their expressions. That was because there was a flash of light in the distance. Someone was coming. The Lan and Yin family stopped in their tracks. That was because there was a rule in the heaven realm that no one was allowed to kill each other on the battlefield. If anyone violated this rule, even the Lan and Yin families would be punished. The rainbow light receded, and a total of 6 people appeared not far away. Lu Ming. A voice rang out. Senior Bai Tai. Lu Ming was stunned. He did not expect that one of them would be Bai Tai. With Bai Tai's cultivation level, shouldn't he be active in the periphery of the true emperor battlefield? How did he end up in the core of the battlefield of true emperors? Could it be because of that small world? Lu Ming had an idea. Everyone, what's the matter? Bai Tai looked at the Lan and Yin families. Just now, from afar, they seemed to have seen someone fighting here. Then Bai Tai and the others looked at the alien's body and their faces changed. Could it be that the Lan family and the Yin family were fighting against the foreign races? At this moment, the leader of the Lan family had a gloomy expression and a flash of killing intent. Attack and kill these people together. The leader of the Lan clan transmitted his voice to the others. The others' expressions changed. If word got out that they killed their own people on the battlefield, the Lan and Yin families wouldn't be able to protect them. But now there was no one else present. They just had to kill them to silence them. Attack. The leader of the Lan clan transmitted his voice. Not good. Senior Bai Tai, run. At this moment, Lu Ming shouted loudly. He could feel the murderous aura exuding from the Lan family and the rest. These people were so audacious that they wanted to kill Bai Tai and the others. As Lu Ming roared, he rushed towards Bai Tai at top speed. However, the Yin family's rank 17 true emperor had already charged at Bai Tai. At the same time, the leader of the Lan family charged at Lu Ming and launched a series of attacks. Lu Ming could only try his best to dodge. He was not in a hurry to rescue her. You guys, Bai Tai was shocked. He didn't expect that the Lan and Yin families would suddenly attack them. Bai Tai's combat strength was only at the 7th stage true emperor realm. He was no match for the other party. His heart was pierced through by the other party's attack. The terrifying power caused Bai Tai's body to explode. Senior Bai Tai. At this moment, Lu Ming's eyes turned red and he revealed a terrifying killing intent. He and Bai Tai had worked together to hunt for alien races for 2 years and fought dozens of battles. They had formed a deep friendship. Bai Tai, his ancestor, had all died in the hands of the alien races. His biggest wish in his life was to hunt the alien races. He had no other intentions. At the same time, he knew that his talent was limited. When he was hunting the alien races, he would deliberately give more world cores to Lu Ming so that Lu Ming could improve faster. It could be said that this was a respectable old man who had spent his entire life hunting foreign races. But now he had died under the greed of the Lan and Yin families. Lu Ming's heart was filled with cold killing intent. At this moment he could not wait to kill everyone from the Lan and Yin families. Lan family, you will all die a horrible death. All. The people who came with Bai Tai were all killed. Lu Ming, no one can save you. Die. The leader of the Lan family kept launching attacks at Lu Ming. At the same time, the others also flew toward Lu Ming. Chapter 2286. The Space Collapses? Chapter 2286. The space collapses. The people from the Lan family and the Yin family flew toward Lu Ming and surrounded him. However, at this moment, the expressions of the Lan and Yin families changed. In the distance, there was a faint flash of light. Clearly more people had come. This time there were many people, dozens of them, more than the Lan and Yin families. Damn it! The Lan family and Yin family shouted. They just needed a little more time and they would be able to kill Lu Ming. They did not expect that someone else would come. Quick, collect the alien corpses, quick! The leader of the Lan family shouted. He abandoned Lu Ming and quickly collected the alien corpses. The other members of the Lan family and Yin family did not know what was going on, but they did as they were told. They collected all the bodies of the alien races, leaving only the bodies of those who came with Bai Tai. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. In a flash of light, dozens of people appeared in the sky. All of them were creatures from the heaven realm, and some of them were extremely powerful. What's going on? The people who came later glanced at the corpses of Bai Tai and the others, and their eyes flashed. Everyone, Lu Ming is extremely audacious. He killed people from the heaven realm for money and we happened to discover him. We're going to take him down. The leader of the Lan family shouted and accused Lu Ming of killing Bai Tai and the rest. What? Lu Ming, how dare you? The people from the heaven realm who came later all looked at Lu Ming with anger in their eyes. Ha ha ha. Lu Ming was so angry that he laughed. The Lan family and the Yen family wanted to kill me and take away the indestructible ancient scroll. They were seen by others, so I killed them to silence them. Now they dare to slander me. How ridiculous. Nonsense. Everyone, Lu Ming is a man of words. We can't be fooled by him. One suggests that we arrest him first, cripple his cultivation, and bring him back to Two World City for interrogation. The leader of the Lan family shouted. Lan family, Yen family, one will definitely make you pay for what you did today. Lu Ming shouted, turned around and left. He knew that he was at a disadvantage today. No matter how much he argued, it would be useless. He could only escape first and then think of a way to reveal the Lan and Yen family's crimes to the public. Lu Ming cast his six-feathered divine wings and flew into the distance at top speed. Chase him, don't let him escape. He wants to escape. The leader of the Lan family shouted. Together with the Yen family experts, they chased after Lu Ming. The other people from the heaven realm looked at each other. They did not know who was telling the truth and could only watch. It was not good for them to make a move. Lu Ming, you can't escape. The leader of the Lan family shouted. A jade talisman appeared in his hand and he crushed it. A green energy enveloped his body. His speed suddenly increased and he quickly approached Lu Ming. Lu Ming's expression changed. He turned around and drew his bow, shooting an arrow at the man. A combat sword appeared in the man's hand. He slashed out and collided with the arrow, causing it to explode. His body slowed down slightly, but he continued to chase after Lu Ming. Whoosh, whoosh. The leader of the Lan family slashed a few times in succession. The sword chi whistled and slashed at Lu Ming. Lu Ming dodged continuously, but he was still hit by a sword chi. He spat out a mouthful of blood and was sent flying. No, one can't escape like this. I'll go to that small world and try my luck. With a single thought, Lu Ming dashed towards the place where there was a spatial fluctuation. The experts from the Lan and Yen families were in hot pursuit. As they chased, the leader of the Lan family kept slashing out sword chi. Lu Ming could only draw his bow to block and at the same time, try his best to dodge. However, after a few moves, Lu Ming was hit again. His body was almost split apart. However, with the indestructible ancient scroll, Lu Ming was fine. His injuries were recovering rapidly. After a while, a huge black vortex appeared in front of him. It was obvious that this was the entrance to the small world. Lu Ming did not look back and rushed in directly. The leader of the Lan family also rushed in. The two of them were the fastest while the others were a little slower. The moment Lu Ming rushed into the vortex, he appeared in a void. However, the scene that entered his eyes made Lu Ming's eyes narrow. The ground of this small world cracked open, and many hideous cracks appeared. The world was barren. In the sky there were spatial cracks that kept flashing. Let's go. Lu Ming did not have time to think and rushed forward. Behind him a fluctuation came. The leader of the Lan family had also appeared. The moment he came out, he was also shocked by the scene in front of him. However, when he saw Lu Ming, his eyes were filled with killing intent as he charged at Lu Ming. Bus, bus. The leader of the Lan family used his world energy and displayed his full power. His battle power of a level 17 true emperor was revealed. The sword chi cut through the void and the space directly exploded. This is, Lu Ming's eyes narrowed. He wanted to use the fallen star bow to block the attack, but he stopped. The leader of the Lan family's expression also changed greatly. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, the entire world began to shake violently as the sky exploded. The leader of the Lan family's sword strikes seemed to have lit a fuse, causing the entire world to collapse and explode. Not good. The leader of the Lan family realized that something was wrong. He turned around and was about to leave through that entrance. But with a boom, the entrance also exploded. The exit had collapsed. Boom, boom, boom. The earth crumbled and dense spatial cracks appeared in the sky. Damn it, damn it. The leader of the Lan family kept roaring in fear. This is a small world that is about to collapse. Lu Ming's mouth was full of bitterness. At this moment, how could he not understand? This small world must have been floating in the eternal void for countless years and was about to collapse. When they rushed in and unleashed their cultivation, they broke the balance and caused the world to collapse. The power of the collapse of a small world was extremely terrifying. In particular, this small world could very likely belong to a powerful existence, so it was even more powerful. Boom. Selah. The ground exploded and the sky was filled with cracks. More and more cracks appeared, revealing a dark void. A terrifying spatial storm swept in all directions. Given Lu Ming and the Lan family's leaders' combat abilities, it would be fine if they entered the dark void. However, if they were to be swept up by the space storm caused by the collapse of the small world, they would definitely die. The two of them tried their best to dodge. However, after a while, the entire world, the entire space, was filled with spatial storms, and there was almost nowhere to hide. Damn it, it's all your fault, one wants you to die. The leader of the Lan family roared madly, blaming everything on Lu Ming. If Lu Ming had not rushed in, why would he have chased after him? If Lu Ming had not fled and allowed him to kill him, how could such a thing have happened? He roared angrily and pounced toward Lu Ming. However, in a spatial storm, the leader of the Lan family screamed. The lower half of his body was torn apart, leaving only the upper half to escape. He almost died. Chapter 2287. Entering an unfamiliar heavenly domain. Chapter 2287. Entering an unfamiliar heavenly domain. At that moment, Lu Ming was in danger. The space storm swept in all directions and he was almost caught in it. Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Hide in the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Lu Ming thought of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. With a single thought, a Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron appeared in front of him and he rushed into it. The energy of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron seemed to have been exhausted and it had fallen into a deep sleep. Lu Ming could not activate the terrifying power. However, the material of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was extremely hard. Now he could only rely on the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron to resist the spatial storm outside. Wow. Lu Ming had just hidden in the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron when it was swept up by a spatial storm. The terrifying spatial storm burst forth with astonishing power, constantly cutting the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. However, the material of the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was extremely hard. Although the spatial storm was powerful, it could not do anything to the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. The leader of the Lan family also saw this scene. "Save me, Lu Ming, save me." The leader of the Lan family yelled. "Idiot." Lu Ming's faint voice was heard from the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. "No, save me. You can't leave us in the lurch. We're all from the Heaven Realm." The leader of the Lan family shouted and wanted to rush toward the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. However, at this moment the entire world seemed to have collapsed. Endless spatial storms swept out. The leader of the Lan family was directly swept into the spatial storm. He let out a desperate scream and then there was no sound. Outside the small world, the other members of the Lan family and the Yen family were about to rush into the small world as well. However, as soon as they approached the vortex shook violently and exploded. What's going on? The Lan and Yen families were shocked. Boom, boom, boom. Following that, the entire space trembled violently. The Lan and Yen families were shocked and quickly retreated. The people from the other heaven realms also came over and looked on in surprise. Selah. A crack had actually appeared where the whirlpool had originally been, and one could vaguely see the scene of destruction inside. The small world has collapsed, that small world has collapsed. Everyone was an experienced person. How could they not have thought of this when they saw this scene? They also speculated that the small world must have been too ancient, and now it was completely collapsing. Lu Ming is dead. Someone said in a low voice. Everyone's expression was grave. Facing the collapse of a small world, the true Emperor Realm expert was most likely dead. The Lan and Yen families felt a wave of fear. It was a good thing they didn't rush in or they would have died as well. It's a pity about the indestructible ancient scroll. The Lan family and Yen family sighed in their hearts. They did not care whether Lu Ming lived or died. It was a pity that the indestructible ancient scroll would be buried in the void with Lu Ming forever. They didn't leave but watched from a distance. At this time, the small world had completely collapsed, and the endless space storm swept over the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Thump, thump, thump. Even though Lu Ming was hiding in the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron and was protected by it, the power formed by the terrifying vibration still seeped into the Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron. Lu Ming suffered a terrifying attack. Lu Ming's body was surrounded by the power of law. At the same time, he activated the imperishable golden body to resist the terrifying power. However, he was still heavily injured. His bones were broken and his muscles were torn apart. He spat out a large mouthful of blood. This small world was definitely the small world of a heavenly Emperor Realm powerhouse. The energy formed from the collapse was too terrifying. The Divine Nine-Dragon Cauldron was like a small boat in the boundless ocean, drifting with the current. It was swept into the boundless dark void by the spatial storm and drifted far away. After an unknown period of time, the divine nine-dragon cauldron suddenly let out a violent roar. Then, a violent explosion erupted outside. Then everything calmed down. What's going on? Could it have been swept out of the dark void? Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. Through the opening of the divine cauldron, he noticed a ray of light shining in. Lu Ming was overjoyed. It seemed that he had really left the dark void. Lu Ming crawled out of the cauldron. In the outside world, birds were chirping and flowers were blooming. He was currently on this mountain peak. However, when the divine nine-dragon cauldron smashed down just now, half of the mountain was crushed and embedded in the mountain. Lu Ming waved his hand and put the divine nine-dragon cauldron away. Where is this place? Lu Ming looked around. What came into view was an endless green mountain, verdant and lush, full of vitality. This wasn't the battlefield of true emperors at all. In fact, it wasn't even the battlefield outside Two World City. Because of the constant battles on the battlefield, it had long been deathly silent, and no vegetation could survive. It was completely different from this place. Could I have been sucked into a spatial storm somewhere in the Taiqing heavenly region? Lu Ming pondered in his heart. However, his heart skipped a beat at the next moment. He thought of another possibility. If they could be swept into the Taiqing heavenly region, wouldn't they be swept into other heavenly regions as well? Could this place be another heaven domain? Of the 9 heaven domains in the heaven realm, except for the Taiqing heaven domain, the other 8 heaven domains were all occupied by the alien races. It would be troublesome if they went to the other heaven domains. Let's heal first. Lu Ming shook his head. He was severely injured. No matter where he was, he had to heal his injuries first and adjust his condition to the peak. That was the best way. Lu Ming sat cross-legged and circulated the indestructible ancient scroll to begin healing his injuries. However, he had just started to recuperate when streaks of rainbow light flew over at high speed from the distance. Lu Ming's expression changed and he had no choice but to stop recuperating and look at the rainbow light. An alien. At one glance, Lu Ming's expression turned even uglier. There couldn't be any foreign races in the Taiqing heavenly region, and this wasn't the battlefield outside the two-world city, so there was only one possibility. This was another heavenly domain in the heavenly realm. Lu Ming felt bitter. He did not expect that he would really come to another heaven domain in the heaven realm. It's the human race. Kill all the humans who have escaped. The alien races also saw Lu Ming and charged toward him. Beams of destructive light were shooting toward Lu Ming from a distance. The strongest is only a 10th level true emperor. Kill. From the other party's attack, Lu Ming could sense that the strongest alien race was a 10th level true emperor. Such combat strength was not a threat to Lu Ming. Lu Ming did not care about his injuries. He condensed the infinite dragon spear in his hand and charged forward. One after another, the spear radiance pierced toward the foreign tribe members, killing them one by one. More than 10 alien races were killed by Lu Ming in an instant. After storing more than 10 alien corpses into his small world, Lu Ming's figure flashed and he left the place. He could not stay here for long. Lu Ming had to find a hidden place to recuperate. His injuries had worsened after he forcefully attacked just now. But the next moment his expression changed. Because another group of alien races was also coming from another direction. It's a human that escaped the net. Kill him. Dozens of the alien races rushed toward Lu Ming. Chapter 2288. People from the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain. Chapter 2288. People from the 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain upped by BOX and Zeroville. Xiaomicron dozens of alien races charged at Lu Ming. Lu Ming could sense that there were terrifying experts among them. Although there were no great emperors, there were definitely level 16 and level 17 true emperors. Lu Ming was severely injured now. He was no match for these alien races and could only avoid them for the time being. Lu Ming cast his 6-feathered divine wings and flew into the distance at top speed. The alien races were following closely behind. Which heavenly domain is this? He said that the human race has escaped. It seems that there are still human beings in this heavenly domain. Lu Ming was thinking as he flew. Behind him, the alien races were very fast, especially a few of them. They were shockingly powerful and were slowly closing the distance between them and Lu Ming. My injuries are too severe, one can't use my full strength. Lu Ming frowned, thinking of a solution. After a while he had flown tens of thousands of miles in an instant. But at this moment, another group of foreign people appeared in front of them. There were more than 20 of them. Lu Ming had no choice but to change his direction and dash to the left. In this way the distance between him and the opponent's powerhouse was shortened. What do we do? Lu Ming quickly thought of countermeasures. He could have taken out the divine nine-dragon cauldron to resist the other party's attack, but that would be like catching a turtle in a jar. In such a situation it was not desirable at all. Lu Ming could only continue flying. Human die. The few alien races slowly approached Lu Ming. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and shot a few arrows in succession. However, these alien races were very powerful and they were all blocked. He pulled the fallen star bow forcefully, worsening his injuries. Bus. Lu Ming flew past a high mountain that reached into the clouds and entered a huge canyon. The foreign races had also charged into the Great Canyon. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. At this moment, a series of attacks burst out from the canyon. These attacks were not aimed at Lu Ming but at the alien races. In an instant, 7 to 8 foreign kinds were killed. The foreign kinds who were chasing Lu Ming were also stopped. Kill these foreign kinds. Roars came from the canyon as more than 20 figures rushed out. A human, a divine beast. Lu Ming was a little stunned, then he was overjoyed. These people who rushed out were actually humans. There were also divine beasts and they were all very powerful. One of them, a middle-aged man, held a battle blade. When he slashed out, the blade light was vast and powerful. 2 of the outsiders with the battle power of a rank 16 true emperor were killed, and one of them with the battle power of a rank 17 true emperor was severely injured. This is a peak true emperor. He has the battle power of a rank 18 true emperor. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. In addition, there were also a few with battle strength at rank 17 and rank 16 true emperors. It was a one-sided battle. Dozens of foreign kinds were killed continuously. Lu Ming could not care less about his injuries. He kept drawing the fallen star bow and killed a few of the foreign tribe members who escaped. There were a total of 40 to 50 alien races. Not long after, they were all killed and their bodies were collected by those people. Then those people's gazes turned to Lu Ming. Everyone, thank you for your help. Lu Ming cupped his fists and thanked him. Who are you? Why have I never seen him before? Could it be that there are other small worlds that have yet to be conquered by the non-human kind? A young woman stepped on the air and looked at Lu Ming curiously. This woman was very beautiful. She wore iron armor which revealed her impressive figure. Other small worlds? Lu Ming revealed a confused look. Everyone may first ask what this place is? Which heavenly domain? Lu Ming continued to ask. Which heavenly domain? Of course we're in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Are you not from there? The young woman asked, very curious. The others also walked over and sized Lu Ming up curiously. 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. I'm actually in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Lu Ming's heart trembled. 10,000 spirit heavenly domain was one of the 9 heavenly domains in the heaven realm and had long been occupied by alien races. It seemed that he had been swept into the 10,000 spirit realm by the power of the collapse of the small world. I'm not happy with all of you. I'm from the Tai Ching heavenly region. Lu Ming said. What? You're from the Tai Ching heavenly region? The young woman and the others all widened their eyes in shock. Then their eyes were filled with surprise. We know from the alien races that the Tai Ching heavenly region has not been conquered and is still in the hands of the heaven realm. Is that true? How did you come to 10,000 spirit heavenly domain? Is there a secret passage? The young woman asked a lot of questions in a row, and the others were also curious. At this moment, Lu Ming's body trembled slightly and his face turned pale. At this moment he was seriously injured. Let's leave this place first. This little brother's injuries are very serious. It won't be too late for us to ask him after he's recovered. An old man walked over and said, I was too excited. Let's go. The young woman said. Immediately, the young woman waved out a wave of world energy and flew in one direction with Lu Ming and the 20 people. During this time, they kept changing directions as if they were afraid of being pursued by the alien race. Not long after, they came to a secret place and entered an underground space through a secret path. After arriving, Lu Ming sat cross-legged and began to recuperate. He circulated the indestructible ancient scroll and his injuries recovered rapidly. In less than 2 hours, Lu Ming's injuries were completely healed and he was back to his peak condition. So fast. Seeing that Lu Ming had fully recovered in just 2 hours, those people were dumbfounded. Lu Ming's injuries were definitely not light. An ordinary person would need at least 10 days to half a month to recover from such injuries. However, Lu Ming had recovered in just 2 hours. They were shocked and curious. Thank you for your help earlier. Lu Ming stood up and thanked everyone. We're all heaven realm beings, it's only right for us to help. The young woman laughed. She was very forthright. Among these people, the young woman was the only one from the younger generation. She was around the same age as Lu Ming and naturally they were more friendly. Rin-chan, what's your name? The young woman asked. My name is Lu Ming. Lu Ming said. Can you tell me how you came from the Tai-Ching heavenly region? Rin-chan blinked his eyes and asked curiously. I accidentally entered a small world that was about to collapse. Lu Ming briefly explained how he came to this place. I see. One thought there was some secret passage. Rin-chan sighed in disappointment. The others also sighed. Lu Ming had entered this place through a small world that was about to collapse. This was a complete coincidence and could not be replicated. If there was a secret passage they could use it to go to the Tai-Ching heavenly region. Right, what's the situation here? Lu Ming asked about the situation in the 10,000 spirit realm. Immediately, Rin-chan also told him some of the situation in 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. Chapter 2289, Rank 15 True Emperor. Chapter 2289, Rank 15 True Emperor upped by BOXN0VL. Siamacron M. The 10,000 spirit heavenly domain had been conquered by the alien races countless years ago. However, the 10,000 spirit heavenly region was extremely vast, with all kinds of wonderful places. Many strong men were born in the past, and there were even many heavenly emperor figures. As a result, there were many small worlds attached to the 10,000 spirit heavenly region. Most of the entrances to these small worlds were extremely well hidden and difficult to find. The place where Rin-chan and the others lived was one of the extremely hidden small worlds. However, after the alien races occupied 10,000 spirit realm, they sent out a large number of masters to search for those small worlds and the hidden heavenly realm creatures. For so many years, countless heaven realm experts had been lulled, and small worlds had been found and broken through. Now, there were very few heaven realm creatures left in the small worlds in 10,000 spirit heavenly region. The rest of the people were struggling to survive. That was why they were so excited when they heard that Lu Ming came from the Tai-Ching heavenly region. The conditions in the 10,000 spirit heavenly region were too difficult. They did not know when the alien races would find their small worlds and conquer them. In the 10,000 spirit heavenly region, they would face danger at all times. Of course, they wanted to go to the Tai-Ching heavenly region to cultivate. This time we came out to look for a rough stone mine and see some rough stones. I didn't expect to run into you. Rin-chan sighed when he said this. Lu Ming had completely understood. Rin-chan and the others were hiding in a small world without a rough stone mine. If this went on for a long time, their rough stones would run out. How could they cultivate without rough stones? That was why they took the risk to come out and look for raw gemstones. However, most of the ore veins in the 10,000 spirit realm are guarded by alien races. It's not easy to get them. It's dangerous. We plan to go to a small mine nearby. Brother Lu, do you want to go with us? Rin-chan asked. All right. Lu Ming nodded. Now that the people in the 10,000 spirit realm were all from foreign races and it was rare to meet people from the heaven realm, Lu Ming naturally had to go with them. Otherwise, it would be more dangerous to travel alone. Immediately, the group left the place and carefully headed in a certain direction. Along the way they didn't encounter any more foreign races. In fact, there weren't that many alien races in the 10,000 spirit heavenly region. Although the foreign tribes could absorb and refine the original chi in the heaven realm, the speed was slow and the efficiency was low. It was very unfavorable to the cultivation of the foreign tribes. It was just like how Lu Ming's speed of absorbing the alien race's crystals was very slow. Therefore there weren't many alien races in the heaven realm. They all took turns. A group of foreign races had been stationed there for many years, and a group of foreign races had changed. Only the battlefield in Two World City had a large number of foreign race experts. Otherwise, Rin-chan and the others would not have dared to come out. About a day later they arrived at a dense mountain forest. Here, ancient trees towered into the sky, and the grass was as green as a blanket. More than 20 people were hiding nearby. Through the leaves they could see a huge mountain in the distance. It was a rough stone mine guarded by alien experts. Till investigate. 11 Rin-chan said, then sat down cross-legged. The others surrounded Rin-chan obviously. Rin-chan had a high status among these people. On the way, Lu Ming had already found out that Rin-chan's combat strength was at the 10th level of a true emperor. With such combat strength at his age, he could be ranked among the top of the 9 absolutes even in the current Tai-Ching heaven region. At this moment, a layer of green light emanated from Rin-chan's body. This layer of green light resonated with the surrounding green grass and ancient trees, causing the green grass to emit a layer of crystal clear green. After a while, Rin-chan opened his eyes and said, "There's a great emperor guarding the mine." It looks like we'll have to wait for an opportunity. Lu Ming was shocked. Could it be that Ren Chan had used the green grass and ancient trees to detect the enemies in the mine? This method was extremely profound. Other than great emperors, how about those with the battle power of a true emperor? An old man asked. There's one with the battle strength of a rank 17 true emperor. There are 2 of them. The rest are below rank 17 true emperor. There are about 50 of them. Ren Chan said. Those in the true emperor realm are still fine. As long as that great emperor leaves, we can make our move. A middle-aged man said. Lu Ming, we need to wait here for a while. He said. Ren Chan walked over and said with a smile. It's fine. 11 Lu Ming smiled. After that, Lu Ming found out that Ren Chan had indeed mastered a wonderful supernatural power. One of RHE's strongest laws that Ren Chan controlled was the law of life. Combined with other laws, it constructed a wonderful divine power that could sense the situation of the enemy in the distance and even the strength of their cultivation through flowers and trees. The further the distance, the weaker the perception. Of course, it was also based on Ren Chan's cultivation. The stronger the cultivation, the further the perception distance. This divine power was amazing. No wonder Ren Chan had a high status in everyone's hearts. After that, they began to wait in the forest. Lu Ming was not idle either. He was comprehending the laws at the side with peace of mind. Now he had 3 types of laws: the death law, the devouring law, and the Array Dao law. He had already reached the 3rd realm. As for the laws of chaos, which was the first law that Lu Ming had comprehended, he was very close to the 3rd realm. Lu Ming was fully focused on comprehending the chaos laws. As long as he had a breakthrough in the chaos laws, his combat strength would increase exponentially. This wait lasted for 3 months. I'm about to break through. One day, Lu Ming was cultivating when he suddenly had a flash of inspiration. He felt that it was finally time for him to make a breakthrough in the laws of chaos. Lu Ming was fully immersed in it, with no other thoughts in his mind. Boom. Soon, Lu Ming's aura grew and he broke through to the 3rd realm in the laws of chaos. Around them, Ren Chan and the others looked at Lu Ming and exclaimed in admiration. During this period of time, they already knew that Lu Ming had mastered 3 ultimate maxims. In the beginning they were shocked beyond doubt. Even now, when they saw Lu Ming cultivating, they still sighed. Lu Ming is probably an unrivaled genius in the Tai Ching heaven. It's a pity that he's in the 10,000 spirit heaven. If he could grow up in the Tai Ching heaven, he might become an unrivaled powerhouse in the future. Someone sighed. Indeed. The others nodded in agreement. Now that Lu Ming was stranded in the 10,000 spirit realm, he lacked resources and could not go back. It was hard to say what his future would be like. And Ren Chan. Many people looked at Ren Chan. Ren Chan's talent was also rare in the world. Although their entire small world had concentrated resources to cultivate Ren Chan, the resources were limited under such conditions. Even so, Ren Chan had achieved so much. If he were in the Tai Ching heavenly region, he would probably have achieved even more. After a while, Lu Ming ended his cultivation and opened his eyes. My current combat strength should have reached rank 15 true emperor. Lu Ming was measuring his combat strength. Previously, his battle power was at rank 14 true emperor and the laws of chaos were no small matter. Once he broke through, his battle power increased greatly. Lu Ming's combat strength had reached the 15th level of the true emperor realm. With Lu Ming's current combat strength and the fallen star Bao, he was not afraid of any opponent unless he encountered a rank 18 true emperor. Chapter 2290, Chapter 2291, Attacking the Mine. Chapter 2290, Chapter 2291 Attacking the Mine. Ted by BX and Zeroville. Xiaomicron they continued to wait, and in the blink of an eye, another 10 days passed. The emperor has left. Ren Chan suddenly shouted, extremely excited. They had waited for more than 3 months before the great emperor finally left. Only one emperor left? Someone asked. That's right, only the great emperor left. Ren Chan nodded. That's not bad. The other party has 1 rank 18 true emperor and 2 rank 17 true emperors. However, we have 1 rank 18 true emperor and 3 rank 17 true emperors. It's enough to suppress them. A white-haired old man said. This white-haired elder was the strongest among them. He was a level 18 true emperor, which was already at the peak. In addition, there were 3 rank 17 powerhouses among them. Let's make our move later. 111 Deal with the opponent with a rank 18 true emperor battle strength. We'll also have to block the other 2 with rank 17 true emperor battle strength. We'll have 1 more rank 17 true emperor battle strength to assist the others and kill the other alien races. Then, well, work together to kill the 3 strongest people on the other side. The white-haired old man explained the strategy. Everyone nodded. This strategy was the best one at the moment. However, to be on the safe side, they didn't make a move immediately. Instead, they waited for a while to prevent the other party from returning. After a few hours, they would make their move after confirming that the emperor had really left. They concealed their auras and rushed toward the mine from the forest. Not long after they arrived near the mine, there were 2 outsiders guarding the mine. They were both in the true emperor realm, but their combat strength was not high. They were killed by the white-haired elder in one move. Charge in. The white-haired old man growled and they rushed into the mine. It's a fish that escaped the net from the heaven realm, kill. As soon as they rushed in, they were discovered by the alien races. They roared like thunder and dozens of alien races rushed out from all over the mine. There were more than 50 of them, double their numbers. Kill. Ants from the heaven realm, die. A purple-colored alien exuded a terrifying aura as he charged toward them. This was a rank 18 true emperor powerhouse. Leave it to me. The white-haired old man rushed over and began to fight with this person. The 2 of them had similar combat strength and it was difficult to tell who was stronger. At the same time, the 2 rank 17 true emperors from the foreign race were also blocked by the 2 from their side. On their side, there was an additional level 17 true emperor. Although they had fewer people, they were all elites and their combat strength was obviously stronger. Kill. Lu Ming also rushed over. A long spear condensed in his hand. With a thrust of the spear, an alien race member with the combat power of a rank 13 true emperor was killed. Lu Ming realized that among these alien races, only a few of them had purple scales. Most of them were ordinary evil god races with black scales. This was normal. The purple-scaled evil god tribe was a noble of the evil god tribe, so they naturally didn't have that many. They could only see so much outside the battlefield of Two World City. Whoosh, whoosh. Lu Ming's bravery was unrivaled. After killing 2 alien races in a row, he was finally targeted by an alien race powerhouse. This person was in existence with the battle power of a rank 15 true emperor. The alien roared and charged at Lu Ming. Kill. The 6 feathered wings on Lu Ming's back flapped and he charged at the alien as well. Boom. The 2 of them used their killing moves and clashed together. Then the 2 of them quickly retreated. The difference was that the other party spat out a large mouthful of blood and a large hole was blasted in his body. He was severely injured, while Lu Ming only suffered light injuries. They were of the same combat strength, but Lu Ming had the indestructible golden body and shocking defensive power. The other party's attack could only cause him minor injuries, while he could easily injure the other party. Kill. Lu Ming continued to attack the man. The 2 of them exchanged a few more moves, and the man died on the spot after his head was pierced by Lu Ming's spear. Lu Ming had the absolute advantage in terms of combat strength. Of course, having the same combat strength did not mean that they were of the same cultivation realm. In fact, the other party's cultivation realm was much higher than Lu Ming's. However, Lu Ming's combat strength was strong and he could fight above his level. Hence, his combat strength was the same. At this moment, Lu Ming's team had an absolute advantage. They were all elites with powerful combat strength. Although the other side had more people, their combat strength was not as strong as theirs. At this moment, more than 20 people had been killed. Especially that rank 17 true emperor expert. He was unrivaled and killed everyone. They were about to achieve victory according to their plan. Right at this moment, a loud boom was heard from one of the mines. Then 2 burly foreign beings rushed out. Damn remnants of the heavenly realm, kill. The 2 demonic humans bellowed in rage. They soared into the sky and charged toward Lu Ming and the others. Bang. All. On Lu Ming's side, 2 powerhouses were sent flying. One of them spat out a large mouthful of blood while the other one, who was slightly weaker, was killed immediately. Not good. There are 2 level 17 true emperor experts. They were in the depths of the mine. There were no plants so I couldn't find them. Renchan exclaimed. Not good. The others were also shocked. The other side had 2 more rank 17 true emperors. This way their high-end combat power was at a disadvantage and they were about to lose. Heaven Realm's remnant, die. The 2 alien races roared and charged at Lu Ming and the rest. Ill blocked them. The rank 17 true emperor expert charged toward the 2 foreign races. However, he was fighting 1 against 2 and was not a match for them at all. After a few moves he was injured. This wasn't a match in cultivation level, but a match in battle prowess. If one's battle prowess was equal, then they would be evenly matched. It would be difficult to determine who was stronger. It would be 1 against 2, so naturally 1 would be no match. What do we do? What do we do? Ren Chan and the others were extremely anxious. Their small worlds didn't have many people to begin with, and they didn't have many experts either. The death of even one was a huge loss. Leave it to me, let's go, Lu Ming said. He rushed over and the fallen star bow appeared in his hands. Buzz. Lu Ming pulled the bowstring and the fallen star bow trembled slightly. The power of the law and the power of the world poured into the fallen star bow madly. A 9-colored arrow was shot at one of the rank 17 true Emperor alien race. Buzz. The alien waved his axe and chopped at the arrow. Boom. With a violent boom, the alien's battle axe shook and cracks appeared on it. The alien couldn't hold the battle axe and it flew out of his hand. He was also sent flying backward and spat out blood. He was severely injured. Before Lu Ming's Chaos Law had a breakthrough, his combat strength was at the level of a rank 14 true Emperor. When he used the fallen star bow, he would be blocked by a rank 17 true Emperor. However, now that Lu Ming had made a breakthrough in his Chaos Laws, the power of the fallen star bow had increased by a large margin. A rank 17 true Emperor could not withstand it at all and was severely injured by Lu Ming's arrow. Whoosh. Then Lu Ming shot another arrow at the heavily injured alien. This time the other party could no longer resist and was shot to death in the air by Lu Ming. All right. Ren Chan and the others were ecstatic. Chapter 2291. Chapter 2291, Kill Them One by One, Twilight Land. Chapter 2291. Chapter 2291, Kill Them One by One, Twilight Land. Ted by BX in Zeroville. Xiaomicron Ren Chan and the rest were overjoyed. They did not expect Lu Ming to be so powerful that he could kill a rank 17 true Emperor. This way they could completely turn the tide of the battle. The other alien races were also shocked. At this moment Lu Ming pulled the bowstring for the third time. An arrow was shot at another true Emperor rank 17 alien. Boom. This alien had been severely injured by an arrow. How could the expert who had fought with him miss such an opportunity? He rushed over and killed the other party with one strike. The two rank 17 true Emperor aliens were instantly killed. Then Lu Ming charged towards the remaining alien race members who had the combat power of a rank 17 true Emperor. Every time Lu Ming drew an arrow, the other party would be severely injured and then killed by his opponent. By the time Lu Ming shot the fifth arrow, all of the opponents who had the combat power of a rank 17 true Emperor had already died. On Lu Ming's side, the three rank 17 true Emperor powerhouses freed up their hands to kill the remaining alien races. With the addition of the three rank 17 true Emperors, the battle was completely one-sided. Not long after, the remaining alien race members were all killed. Only the rank 18 true Emperor alien race member was still fighting the white-haired elder. Damn it. The true Emperor rank 18 alien roared and glared at Lu Ming with hatred. It was all because of Lu Ming that the battle had ended up in such a state. However, Lu Ming's arrow was the only reply he got. Whoosh. A 9-colored arrow with a long tail shot toward the alien. Bang. The foreign being struck out with all his might and blocked the 9-colored arrow, but his body also trembled violently, revealing a flaw. The white-haired old man seized the opportunity and injured his opponent with one move. Let's attack together. At the same time the others also made their moves. More than 20 attacks were launched at the other party. The alien was exhausted and retreated. During this time Lu Ming shot 2 more arrows. The 2 arrows were shot out in succession, shocking the other party and causing him to block them repeatedly. In this way he was no match for the white-haired old man at all. He was hit by the white-haired old man's killing moves and finally killed by the white-haired old man with an unwilling cry. At this point all the alien races in the mine had been killed. Lu Ming, this time it's all thanks to you. Ren Chan and the rest came over to thank Lu Ming. This time if it were not for Lu Ming they would be in danger. Even if they could escape they would suffer heavy losses, let alone obtain the rough stone. Since we've come here together, 111 naturally do my best. Lu Ming smiled and heaved a long sigh. He kept the fallen star bow and took out a pile of raw gemstones to devour and absorb. Shooting 7 arrows in a row just now had consumed a lot of Lu Ming's energy. He needed to replenish his world energy. They'll be here to keep a lookout for you. You guys go and collect the raw stones. Ren Chan said to the others. The others nodded and entered the various parts of the mine to collect raw stones. Ren Chan, on the other hand, used his supernatural power to observe the surrounding movements through the plants. Lu Ming sat cross-legged at the side, absorbing the rough stone to restore his cultivation. A few hours later Lu Ming had already recovered to his peak. However, he did not go to dig for the raw gemstones. He still had a large number of raw gemstones. It was enough for Lu Ming to use for decades. Lu Ming sat at the side and waited. After a few days, the group finally ended their excavation. This time they had gained quite a lot, enough to replenish their energy for a period of time. They had to leave now. The longer they stayed, the more dangerous it would be. If the other side sent a great emperor, they would all die. The group of people left this place and ran along the mountain forest, rushing towards the small world where they lived. With Ren Chan, who could sense them, they were very safe and could avoid the alien races perfectly. However, they didn't dare to increase their speed recklessly. Just like that, after more than half a month of traveling, they finally arrived near the small world where Ren Chan and the others lived. In front of them were mountains, but there was no vegetation. It looked dead silent, and gray fog filled the air, making visibility extremely low. This is the Land of Dusk, one of the 3 forbidden lands of 10,000 Spirit Heavenly Domain. It's the first of the 3 forbidden lands, known as the Land of Dusk for all living beings. It's full of terrifying energy and very dangerous. Ren Chan explained. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. He understood that the entrance to the small world where Ren Chan and the rest lived should be in the Land of Dusk. Are there no foreign races here? Lu Ming asked. Yes, of course there is. Ren Chan said, the Land of 10,000 Spirits, 3 forbidden areas have long been targeted by the alien races. The other 2 have already been conquered by the alien races. Only the Land of Dusk has not been conquered yet. The Land of Dusk is full of terrifying energy. The alien races have attacked it many times and suffered a great loss. Our small world's entrance is only on the periphery of the Land of Dusk. We don't dare to go in because it's very dangerous. You have to follow us closely later. They concealed their auras and carefully entered the Land of Dusk. This was because there were alien races wandering around nearby. They couldn't let the alien races find the entrance to the small world. Otherwise, the consequences would be severe. The alien races wouldn't let them go. After entering the Land of Dusk, their speed slowed down. The white-haired elder walked in front, and the others followed the path he had taken. This region was filled with mountains and there was a terrifying pressure. Anyone who looked at it would feel a strong sense of danger. The terrain here naturally formed all kinds of terrifying field energy. The more core the Land of Dusk was, the more terrifying and dangerous the field energy was. They advanced carefully. After a few hours, they finally entered an underground crack, entered an underground river, and went through the river to an underground cave. There was a pitch-black vortex here. The entrance to the small world was right here. It was extremely well hidden, so it was no wonder that the foreign races had never found it after so many years. They stepped into the vortex. In the next moment, Lu Ming and the rest arrived in a mountain range. We're here, let's go to the city. Ren Chan smiled and the group flew forward. This small world was extremely huge and had a wide area. After flying for a while, they arrived at a huge city. There were many people and divine beasts in this small world. After all, it was a small world. After so many years of reproduction, there were naturally many of them. Therefore, cultivation resources became scarce and the supply could not meet the demand. After they arrived at the city, Ren Chan arranged a place for Lu Ming to stay. Lu Ming settled down here with peace of mind. Since he had come, he would take it. Now, Lu Ming could only cultivate while looking for a way to return to the Tai-Ching heaven. Or, when his cultivation was strong enough, he could just kill his way back. But that would be many years later. A few days later, the higher-ups of the small world invited Lu Ming to ask him some questions. Lu Ming had come from the Tai-Ching heavenly region. This matter had alarmed some of the powerhouses in the small world. They asked about the current situation in the Tai-Ching heavenly region and how Lu Ming had come. Chapter 2292. Chapter 2292. Wanling Mountain. The higher-ups of the small world all wanted to know how to get to the Tai-Ching heavenly region. This was not a solution. The cultivation resources in this small world were getting less and less, and it was difficult for strong cultivators to be born. If they were found by the alien races, they would be destroyed sooner or later. The best plan was to go to the Tai-Ching heavenly region. In the ancient times when the alien races invaded, not everyone retreated. Many didn't have time to retreat and stayed in 10,000 spirit realm. This small world was like this. Unfortunately, they did not gain anything from Lu Ming. They only knew the current situation of the Tai-Ching heavenly region. Next, Lu Ming stayed there and cultivated in peace. Every day he would enter the mountain and river diagram to comprehend Tao and laws under the Path Understanding Ancient Tree. Now, the Path Understanding Ancient Tree had grown to 50 meters tall, but its effect was much worse than a mature Path Understanding Ancient Tree. But it was better than nothing. However, after cultivating for a few months, Lu Ming did not make any breakthroughs in other laws. He was still at the peak of the second realm. It wasn't that easy to break through to the third realm. During this period of time, Ren Chan would look for Lu Ming to spar with him from time to time. In this small world, there was no doubt that Ren Chan was invincible among her peers. Now that Lu Ming had come, he was about the same age as her, but his combat strength was far above hers. Naturally, she would often look for Lu Ming. After a while, the two of them had become very familiar with each other. On this day, Ren Chan came to look for Lu Ming again. Lu Ming were planning to head out to Myriad Spirit Mountain to pick some spiritual and sacred herbs. Do you want to come along? Ren Chan said. Wanling Mountain? Lu Ming's gaze flickered. That's right. Wanling Mountain is the most famous mountain in the 10,000 spirit realm. There are countless spiritual herbs and saint herbs growing in Wanling Mountain, and it contains sacred land, which is very suitable for the growth of saint herbs and spirit herbs. The first goal of our trip is to bring back some spiritual and sacred herbs. The small world is in serious shortage of spiritual and sacred herbs. Many low-realm warriors lack them for cultivation. If the conditions allow it, we can dig up some sacred land from 10,000 Spirit Mountain. That would be the best. We can plant large amounts of spirit and sacred medicine. Ren Chan explained. Alright, 111 go. Lu Ming said. Lu Ming Wanling Mountain is different from other places. Although our spirit herbs and sacred medicine are not of much use to the foreign tribes, they don't want us to get them either. Therefore, Wanling Mountain is guarded by a large number of powerhouses, which makes it very dangerous. If you don't want to go, one won't force you. Ren Chan said. It's fine. Lu Ming smiled. Lu Ming also wanted to go out and train. Otherwise, his cultivation progress would be slow. Moreover, Lu Ming had killed a large number of alien races in the True Emperor battlefield and obtained many black crystals unique to them. Over the past few months, Lu Ming had also taken some time to let the Celestial Emperor's body absorb a large number of crystals. The energy stored in the Celestial Emperor's body had once again reached about 30%. With the Celestial Emperor's body, he had much more energy to protect himself. Alright, we'll be setting off soon, let's go together. Ren Chan smiled and followed Lu Ming to a square. There were already a few people gathered here. This time they were going to send out many experts, even 5 great emperors. There was definitely a non-human emperor guarding Wanling Mountain. Without an emperor, there was no way to get the spirit herbs. Almost everyone's here, let's go. An old man whose hair was about to fall out said. This person was an elder of the small world and was an expert even among great emperors. Lu Ming understood. This small world was guarded by a heavenly emperor. However, he had been in seclusion and did not come out. Therefore, the elders were the highest level. This time, an elder was leading the team with 5 great Emperor Realm experts as support. The rest were all true emperors and there were more than 100 of them. This was already a very strong force. They left the exit of the pocket world, carefully left the land of dusk and headed in one direction. 10,000 Spirit Mountain was located in the center of the land of 10,000 forests. It was the most famous holy land in the land of 10,000 spirits. It was said that the land of 10,000 spirits got its name from the 10,000 Spirit Mountain. In the ancient times, before the foreign races invaded the land of 10,000 spirits, the land of 10,000 spirits was extremely prosperous. The strongest sect in the 10,000 spirit realm, the 10,000 spirit sect, guarded the 10,000 spirit mountain. After that, the foreign tribes invaded, and the 1,000 spirit sect was destroyed. All the experts were killed, and the 1,000 spirit mountain was occupied by the foreign tribes. They advanced very carefully and along the way they didn't encounter any foreign races. According to Ren Chan, the number of alien races in the 10,000 spirit heavenly region had suddenly decreased significantly in the past 10 years. That was why they dared to come out and obtain resources. In the past, they wouldn't have dared to set their eyes on Wanling Mountain. As the number 1 holy land in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain, there were a large number of alien overlords stationed there. However, in recent years the number of alien races on Wanling Mountain had decreased significantly, and most of them had retreated. Is it because of the attack on the Taiching Heavenly Region? Lu Ming made a guess. There were 2 battlefields in the Taiching Heavenly Region, and they had both been attacked by the alien races in the past 10 years. Perhaps the alien races had transferred the powerful beings from other heavenly regions to the battlefield of the Taiching Heavenly Region, which was why the number of them had decreased. This was very possible. It took them more than half a month to get to Wanling Mountain. In front of them, there were many majestic mountains that reached into the clouds. However, there was one mountain that was the most majestic. It was like a flock of cranes among the mountains. That was Wanling Mountain. The original qi here was so dense that it had already turned into mist. Rinchan, check it out. The Doyen instructed. Rinchan nodded and began to investigate through the flowers and trees. Not long after, Rinchan finished his investigation and said, 4 of them are extremely powerful. They should be great emperors. 4 great emperors? Good. The Doyen revealed a look of joy and said, wait a moment. Well, attack and hold back the enemy's great emperor. You guys take the opportunity to rush in and harvest the sacred medicine. It would be best if you can dig up some sacred land. After the Doyen gave his instructions, he looked at the other 4 great emperors and nodded silently before rushing out together. 5 great emperor realm experts rushed towards Wanling Mountain. Their terrifying auras immediately alarmed the non-humans. Bus, 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 bus. 4 beams of light immediately shot out of Wanling Mountain. They were all great emperors and they fought intensely with the 5 founding elders. Let's go, someone said. They rushed toward Wanling Mountain at top speed. When they got close to Wanling Mountain, they split up into groups of a few. They split up and entered Wanling Mountain to pick spiritual and sacred herbs. Then they would meet up outside. Their main goal this time was to step on the spiritual and sacred herbs, not to fight with the other party. More than 50 people were divided into more than a dozen groups and rushed toward Wanling Mountain in different directions. Lu Ming, Rinchan, and a few other people formed a team. They followed the forest and rushed towards Wanling Mountain. Boom, boom. Not long after, they heard violent rumbles from other directions. It was clear that someone had encountered an alien race and a great battle had broken out. Chapter 2293, Chapter 2293, 5? Chapter 2293, 5 colored soil in the other directions. They had already encountered the evil god tribe, and a fierce battle had begun. However, they had Rinchan, who could sense the aura of the enemy through the grass and trees. Therefore they had avoided the evil god tribe perfectly. Not long after, they successfully entered the depths of Wanling Mountain. Here, the origin qi was extremely rich, and the grass was as green as a blanket. Spirit herbs and saint herbs could be seen from time to time. Quickly pick them, come on, Rinchan shouted. The few of them moved and picked all the spiritual and saint herbs in a flash, not letting a single one go. There were too many spirit herbs and saint herbs here, and the medicinal fragrance was so strong that it couldn't be dispersed. There were spirit herbs and saint herbs every few steps. All of a sudden, Lu Ming saw a herb that was crystal clear and shimmering. Its medicinal fragrance was much stronger than other spirit herbs and sacred herbs. This is an emperor's medicine. Lu Ming's eyes lit up. He didn't expect to see the emperor's medicine before he even reached the main peak of Wanling Mountain. Spiritual medicine was very useful for those below the martial saint realm. As for the emperor's medicine, as its name suggested, it was for martial emperors. In fact, the path understanding ancient tree was also a kind of emperor's medicine, a top emperor's medicine. Lu Ming rushed over and condensed the world energy into a shovel. He dug out the emperor's medicine and kept it. Bus, bus. Their speed was shocking. Wherever they went, all the spirit herbs, saint herbs, and emperor herbs were dug up. This was a rare opportunity. It was rare for the number of alien races to decrease. If the number of alien races increased in the future, there would be no such opportunity. Therefore, he naturally had to take the opportunity to dig up more medicinal herbs. In just a short while, Lu Ming had dug up hundreds of medicinal herbs of different levels. He had even dug up 3 emperors' medicine. At this moment, the 3 of them had arrived at the real Wanling Mountain, their sacred land in Wanling Mountain. That's the most precious. Let's dig. The eyes of Rinchan and the others lit up. The power of the world turned into hose and they dug into the ground. Bang, bang, bang. The hard rock was broken and soon they lifted the rock on the surface of Wanling Mountain. Suddenly, a 5-colored light filled the air. Lu Ming's eyes widened. There was a type of soil under the rocks of Wanling Mountain. It was a soil with 5 colors. This kind of soil was like mud. It was not hard and looked very soft. Could even flow. Do it. Rinchan and the others condensed the power of the world into large hands and grabbed at the 5-colored soil. However, they could only grab a small piece each time. It's so troublesome, can't you just take it away? Lu Ming took out a storage ring, wanting to take away the entire myriad spirit mountain. However, it was of no use. Then Lu Ming wanted to put the 5-colored soil in, but it was useless. Lu Ming, it's useless. This kind of sacred land can't be taken away at all. It's useless even if we use the small world. We can only dig it out bit by bit. Ren Chan informed. Lu Ming was helpless. Following that, he condensed a huge hand with the power of the world and grabbed down. However, the five-colored soil seemed to be a single entity and was extremely viscous. He couldn't grab it at all. Every time he could only grab a little bit. Compared to the huge Wanling Mountain, it was only a drop in the ocean. This is too slow. Even if we dig for a few days, we won't be able to dig up much five-colored soil. One wonder if it'll work if we use the path understanding ancient tree? Lu Ming sighed. Then his eyes lit up. This five-colored soil had a shockingly strong spiritual nature. All the spirit herbs, saint herbs, and emperor herbs near the myriad spirit mountain were produced because of this five-colored soil. If Lu Ming had a large amount of five-colored soil, his path understanding ancient tree would definitely grow rapidly. The few of them made use of the time and dug at high speed. But not long after, they were still discovered by the alien races. It's the remnants of the heaven realm, kill. More than a dozen alien races charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. Their auras were very frightening. Ren Chan and the others were about to fight. Leave these alien races to me. Allure them away. You guys continue digging the five-colored soil and medicinal herbs. After Lu Ming finished speaking, he rushed toward the foreign tribe members. The infinite dragon spear in his hand condensed and he killed them. Whoosh, whoosh. Lu Ming thrust out a few spear gleams in succession, shattering the void and attacking the alien race. Among the alien races, there was an extremely burly alien. He wielded a huge mace and blocked Lu Ming's spear radiance. Rank 17 True Emperor Battle Power. Lu Ming's heart skipped a beat. The strongest of these alien races had the combat power of a rank 17 True Emperor, which was very powerful. Lu Ming did not fight them head-on. Instead, he flapped his six-feathered divine wings. Like a phantom, Lu Ming bypassed the alien race and attacked the other alien races. Whoosh. A ray of spear light flashed and a rank 12 True Emperor alien was killed by Lu Ming. Then, with a sweep of the long spear, a rank 14 True Emperor alien was sent flying. His body almost exploded and he spat out a mouthful of blood. You're looking for death. The True Emperor rank 17 alien was furious. Lu Ming actually dared to kill his people right under his nose. He was simply courting death. He had no time to care about Ren Chan and the others. He was bent on killing Lu Ming. He charged at Lu Ming, but Lu Ming turned around and fled in another direction. Chase. The leader of the alien races roared and led the other alien races in a mad pursuit of Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's current abilities, he was still slightly faster than a rank 17 True Emperor alien when he used the six-feathered divine wings. However, Lu Ming was not in a hurry to shake off his opponent. Instead, he slowed down on purpose so that his opponent felt that he could catch up to him. Therefore, the alien races did not let Lu Ming go. In the blink of an eye, they came to the other direction of Wanling Mountain. This is the place. Lu Ming suddenly stopped. Brat, you know you can't escape now, go to hell? The alien races charged toward Lu Ming. He'll send you on your way. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and shot an arrow. Bang. The rank 17 True Emperor alien was severely injured. He spat out a mouthful of blood and his eyes were filled with fear. Then Lu Ming shot another arrow and killed the alien. Whoosh, whoosh. Then he shot two more arrows and killed two more rank 16 True Emperor alien cultivators. The remaining alien races were shocked and wanted to escape. Lu Ming put away the fallen star bow and cast the six-feathered divine wings to give chase. The strongest of the remaining alien races were only at level 15 True Emperor. They were no match for Lu Ming. They wanted to escape but they were not as fast as Lu Ming. Soon all the alien races were killed by Lu Ming. With a wave of his hand, he put away all the alien race's storage rings and crystal cores. Lu Ming landed on Wanling Mountain and chose a spot to break open the rock, revealing the five-colored soil inside. Let's take a look at the path understanding ancient tree. Lu Ming had an idea and entered the mountain and river diagram. The path understanding ancient tree was rooted on one of the mountain peaks in the mountain and river diagram. Lu Ming crushed the mountain and pulled the path understanding ancient tree out. Lu Ming's figure reappeared on Wanling Mountain. He placed the path understanding ancient tree into the five-colored soil. A sudden change occurred. Chapter 2294, Chapter 2294, Chapter 2294, Chapter 2294, Chapter 2294 Planting a small world. When Lu Ming placed the path understanding ancient tree on the five-colored soil, a shocking scene happened. The roots of the path understanding ancient tree grew wildly and burrowed into the five-colored soil. The roots were growing too fast. Some of them burrowed into the soil while others grew outside. They followed the five-colored soil and wrapped it up. At this moment, the path understanding ancient tree started to grow crazily. Its leaves stretched out and its branches grew longer and thicker. The entire path understanding ancient tree was growing at an extremely fast speed. The path understanding ancient tree was 50 meters tall. Soon it grew to 60 meters, 65 meters, 70 meters. Lu Ming was overjoyed. It was indeed a sacred land. The effect of nurturing plants was amazing. Lu Ming had cultivated the path understanding ancient tree for decades and spent a lot of resources to grow it to 50 meters tall. However, it had grown to nearly 50 meters in just a short while. The roots were growing crazily as if they were going to wrap up all the five-colored soil. After a while, the height of the path understanding ancient tree had grown to an astonishing height of 100 meters. At this moment there was a flash of light in the distance. An expert had arrived. Collect. Lu Ming hugged the path understanding ancient tree and used the small world's power to envelop the path understanding ancient tree. Boom, boom, boom. The path understanding ancient tree was pulled up and it headed toward Lu Ming's small world. The roots were like countless claws, grabbing onto the five-colored soil and moving towards the small world. Boom, boom, boom. About 1/10 of the five-colored soil on the entire Thousand Spirit Mountain was taken by the path understanding ancient tree into Lu Ming's small world. There was an unknown amount of five-colored soil. There was too much of it. If they were to dig slowly, they did not know how long it would take. I've earned it this time. Lu Ming was overjoyed. He did not know how many herbs he could cultivate with so much five-colored soil. Furthermore, the path understanding ancient tree did not need to purchase any spiritual liquid to water it anymore. With so much five-colored soil it would be enough. Its growth speed would definitely be shocking. Human die. From afar, a loud roar could be heard. Some alien races were rushing towards them. Lu Ming used his six-feathered wings and left the place in a flash. Not long after, Lu Ming shook off the alien races and entered Wanling Mountain. He picked spiritual herbs, sacred herbs, and emperor's herbs madly. They had agreed that they would leave this place in 2 hours and meet up at the corresponding location. Lu Ming continued to harvest and harvested at least thousands of medicinal herbs of various grades. At this moment he ran into Ren Chan and the others who were being chased by a few alien races. Lu Ming took out the fallen star bow and killed them. Then they continued to harvest the herbs. Soon 2 hours were almost up. They could only give up and rush out of Wanling Mountain. With Ren Chan's senses, they only encountered a wave of alien races along the way, but they avoided them. They flew all the way and soon came to a hidden mountain pass. This was the place they had agreed to meet up at. However, they were the first to arrive, and the others had not yet arrived. I wonder how the others are doing? Ren Chan was a little worried. Not long after, a group of 4 people arrived. However, all of them were injured to varying degrees. As soon as they arrived, they began to circulate their internal energy to heal their injuries. Not long after, more and more people came. Half an hour later, only about 30 people arrived. When they had arrived, there had been more than 50 people. But now, only about 30 people had returned. This made everyone's expression turn ugly. Most of the people who didn't come were already dead. Bus. And NBSP whoosh. The void moved and 5 figures appeared. They were the Doyens and the other 4 great emperors. Let's go back. The elder instructed. Grand Elder, where are the others? Should we wait a little longer? Someone said. No need to wait, let's go. The Doyen sighed. The others all revealed a trace of grief. From what the Grand Elder meant, the others were most likely dead. They were helpless. Now that the alien tribes had occupied the entire myriad forest heavenly region, they were like turtles in a jar, hiding all day and facing danger at any time. They didn't know when they would fall into the hands of the alien tribes. It would be great if he could go to the Tai Ching heaven. Some people sighed. The news of the attack on Thousand Spirit Mountain spread quickly. The alien races in the Thousand Spirit realm were shocked and they were hunting for Lu Ming and the rest everywhere. Along the way they were careful and avoided the alien races with the help of Ren Chan's senses. They returned to the small world after more than 10 days. After returning to the small world, they would hand over the spirit herbs and 5-colored soil they picked to the elders of the small world for them to distribute. Lu Ming also handed in some. However, Lu Ming only handed over a little bit of the 5-colored soil. He handed over 80% of the spiritual herbs, sacred herbs, emperor's medicine, and the rest. He kept a few hundred for himself and planned to plant them in the small world. Brother Lu Ming, You can keep your spirit herbs and sacred herbs for yourself. One of the elders smiled. After all, Lu Ming was not from this small world. They were already very grateful that he went on an adventure with them. It's fine. I don't have much use for these spiritual herbs and sacred medicines. Elder, one want to collect some spiritual herb seeds or plant seeds? Lu Ming smiled. All right, I'll send it to you in 2 days. The elder said. After that, Lu Ming returned to his residence. As soon as he entered, a body condensed in his small world with a single thought. This was not Lu Ming's actual body, but a body condensed from the power of the soul. In Lu Ming's own small world, he was a god who could control everything. This was because he was in control of the laws in this small world. When the power of the soul was condensed in his own small world, it was no different from a physical body. Lu Ming took a step forward and came to a plain. The plain was vast, and the path understanding ancient tree was rooted here. Under its roots was colorless soil. In a dozen days, the path understanding ancient tree had grown a lot taller. Of course, it did not grow as fast as when he had first obtained the 5-colored soil. It had already stabilized. However, the height of the path understanding ancient tree had still reached 200 meters. The leaf was crystal clear and resplendent, and the aura of the great Tao lingered around it. It was much faster to comprehend the Tao here than outside. Lu Ming dug out some colorless congealed soil from under the path understanding ancient tree and placed it in other places. Then he planted the remaining hundreds of sacred and spiritual herbs everywhere. A newly formed small world had no living beings or vegetation, and it needed to be added by itself. At the Great Emperor realm, one could create living beings, but that would take a long time. Adding on one's own was the fastest. In the blink of an eye, 3 days passed. 3 days later, the founding elders sent people to deliver all kinds of spirit herbs and plant seeds. Lu Ming scattered these seeds all over the small world. After some time, these seeds would take root and sprout. The small world would then be full of vitality. Next, Lu Ming began to cultivate. Chapter 2295, Chapter 2295, Chapter 2294, Chapter 2295, Chapter 2294. The alien races are here. Cultivation knew no time, and time flew by quickly. Lu Ming cultivated in this small world. Sometimes he would spar with Ren Chan. Sometimes he would go out with them to obtain resources. Very quickly 2 years had passed. In the first year, Lu Ming, Ren Chan and the rest went out often. In the second year they rarely went out. In the second year, the number of alien races in 10,000 spirit heavenly region had increased again, and there were many more masters. Lu Ming guessed that the alien races had stopped attacking the Tai Ching heaven and had retreated. Moreover, during this time there were many more foreign races in the Land of Dusk. In the entire 10,000 spirit heavenly domain, only the Land of Dusk hadn't been conquered yet. Obviously, the alien races were very curious about this area and had sent a large number of masters to conquer it. During this period of time, the foreign races had been attacking the Land of Dusk. The entire Land of Dusk was rumbling. The foreign races were bombarding the ground and destroying the structure of the earth. They wanted to destroy the field energy here. After paying a price, the structure of the Land of Dusk had indeed been destroyed by the foreign races, and a safe path had been forcibly opened up. The people in the small world were also paying close attention and sending people to inquire about the situation outside. This was because it concerned their survival and safety. If the Land of Dusk was completely conquered by the foreign races, their small world would probably be found by the foreign races as well. Not long after, a shocking piece of news came. The alien races fought deep into the Land of Dusk, but they were attacked by a terrifying force. In the depths of the Land of Dusk, a terrifying creature had awakened and was attacking the alien races. A terrifying battle had begun. That day, a thunderous roar came from the depths of the Land of Dusk, as if a giant beast had awakened. In that battle, the alien race suffered a great loss. A large number of powerhouses died inside. It was said that a heavenly Emperor realm powerhouse was killed and fell inside. The alien race retreated from the depths of the Land of Dusk in defeat. Ren Chan, Lu Ming, and the rest were also extremely shocked when they heard that. What exactly was in the depths of the Land of Dusk? Even a heavenly emperor had fallen in there. It was too shocking. I'm still not strong enough. One need to continue increasing my combat strength. Lu Ming muttered. He condensed his body with his soul and entered his own small world. He went to the path understanding ancient tree to comprehend the laws. One did not need a physical body to comprehend the laws. One's soul could still comprehend them. Right now, his main focus was to comprehend the life law. In the past 2 years he had only broken through to the 3rd level in one of his artifact Dao laws. He had also refined all the remaining chaos gems and raised his cultivation to the peak of a 4-star true emperor. As for the laws of life, he was also on the verge of breaking through. This was because he was able to comprehend the indestructible ancient scroll, the life laws, and the laws of craftsmanship faster than the other laws. The cultivation this time went very smoothly. His life law had already reached the limit of a breakthrough. A few days later, Lu Ming successfully broke through and his life law broke through to the 3rd level. In this way, Lu Ming's 3 ultimate maxims had all reached the 3rd realm. In addition, the law of devouring, the law of craftsmanship, and the law of array Dao were all at the 3rd realm. Only the laws of alchemy, the laws of extremity, and the laws of penetration were still at the 2nd realm. In addition to Lu Ming's peak 4-star true emperor cultivation base, his current combat strength had already reached the limit of a rank 17 true emperor. As long as he had one more law or his cultivation broke through to become a 5-star true emperor, his battle prowess would reach level 18 true emperor. The fighting power of a rank 18 true emperor was known as the fighting power of a peak true emperor. Not everyone could reach that level. It had a strict rule, which was to master an ultimate law and 8 king path laws. One had to cultivate all of them to the 3rd realm and reach the peak of 7-star true emperor. Only such a person had the combat power of a rank 18 true emperor. On the other hand, those who had not mastered an ultimate maxim would not have the battle power of a rank 18 true emperor even if they cultivated it to the peak. At most, they would only have the battle power of a rank 17 true emperor. Some of them could only reach rank 16 true emperor at most. This was also the reason why Lu Ming rarely encountered a rank 18 true emperor. One of the reasons was that most of the rank 18 true emperors were in seclusion to break through to the great emperor realm. The other reason was that they were rare. As for Lu Ming, he had yet to reach the peak of his cultivation and laws, but he was about to reach the combat power of a rank 18 true emperor. If his cultivation and laws were both at the peak, his combat power would be unimaginably strong. Of course, it didn't mean that one couldn't break through to the great emperor realm without reaching the fighting power of a rank 18 true emperor. Many people who didn't master an ultimate law could still break through to the great emperor realm if they had 9 types of laws at the peak. They only needed 1 type of king path law. That's right. To break through to the great emperor realm, one had to master at least 1 king path law out of the 9 laws. This was also why the king body had the potential to become a great emperor. Boom, boom, boom. Just as Lu Ming ended his cultivation and pondered, there was a sudden tremor. It was as if the entire world was shaking. What's going on? Lu Ming's expression changed. Boom, boom, boom. The entire world was shaking more and more violently. The small world is under attack. Gather, everyone gather. A voice spread to every corner. Lu Ming's expression changed. Could it be that the alien race had found this small world? Bus. And NBSP whoosh. In the huge city, countless figures rose into the air and gathered outside the city wall. Lu Ming also flew over and saw Ren Chan and the rest. Everyone's expression was extremely ugly and heavy. They looked in the direction of the small world's exit. The violent shaking was coming from that direction. Bus. And NBSP whoosh. From that direction, beams of light flew over. They were the experts guarding the exit. At this moment they were all panicking. The alien races are attacking. Someone shouted. Many people's faces turned pale. They thought of the rumors that wherever the alien race passed, they would leave no one alive. How is that possible? How could the alien races find the entrance to the small world? Someone shouted. It had been so many years, and the alien races hadn't been able to find the entrance to their small world. How did they find it now? No matter what, prepare to face the enemy. An old man with almost all his hair gone stood at the front and spoke. He was an elder of the small world. There were a total of 5 elders in the small world, and they were all extremely powerful great emperors. Boom, boom, boom. At this moment, deafening rumbles came from the front. It was as if thousands of soldiers and horses were marching in the air, causing the void to tremble. Then a mass of dark clouds rushed over. It was not a dark cloud but a foreign race. Countless alien races rode on all kinds of beasts and roared as they charged over. The remnants of the heaven realm, kill them all, leave no one alive. The alien races roared and the alien beasts roared. They waved their weapons and charged over. Let's kill our way out, kill? An elder shouted. All the experts in this small world gathered and charged toward the alien race. Lu Ming, Ren Chan, and the rest followed the crowd and charged out. The 2 sides clashed. The first to be hit were the great emperors from both sides. When they collided, terrifying shockwaves erupted as they fought fiercely. Chapter 2296, Chapter 2296, Chapter 2296, Chapter 2296, Chapter 2296 Intense Battle Kill. A long spear materialized in Lu Ming's hand. He thrust the spear forward and its radiance burst forth. In an instant, more than 10 alien races were killed by Lu Ming. With Lu Ming's current combat strength, he was almost unrivaled among the true emperors. Even if he encountered a rank 18 true emperor, he could defeat them with the help of the profoundness of the indestructible ancient scroll. Therefore Lu Ming seemed to have entered a no-man's land. He did not put up any defense at all and attacked with all his might, killing the alien races one after another. Wherever Lu Ming passed, the alien races fell to the ground like raindrops. However, there were too many alien races. They were much more in number and had more experts. Miserable shrieks rose and fell. People from the heaven realm were also constantly being killed and fallen here. Especially in the battle between the great Emperor Realm experts, the Heaven Realm was at a disadvantage. Some great Emperor Realm experts had already fallen. The situation was extremely disadvantageous to them. Kill? A rank 18 true Emperor alien had his eyes on Lu Ming and was charging towards him. Boom. Boom. The two of them collided continuously. Lu Ming disregarded his own defense and launched a frenzied attack. Lu Ming hit the other party and the other party hit Lu Ming as well. The two of them retreated while coughing blood. However, Lu Ming had the imperishable golden body and his defense was astonishing. In addition to his breakthrough in the life law, the power of the indestructible ancient scroll was even more terrifying. Lu Ming's injuries were healing continuously. Lu Ming did not care about his injuries at all. He rushed towards the other party again and fought with all his might. The alien roared and charged at Lu Ming with a ferocious expression. The two of them continued to exchange blows. After more than 10 moves, the alien was finally defeated. Lu Ming could recover quickly, but the alien could not. Kill? Lu Ming became one with the spear. He thrust his spear forward and pierced the other party's head. A rank 18 true Emperor powerhouse was killed by Lu Ming. Lu Ming's current strength was truly at the peak of the true Emperor realm. With a sweep of his world energy, he pulled the corpse into his small world. Lu Ming then used his 6-feathered divine wings to attack a non-human with the combat power of a level 17 true emperor. After a few moves, the alien was also killed by Lu Ming. Lu Ming's figure flickered. He specifically picked some top-notch true emperors to kill. For example, a level 16 true emperor, a level 17 true emperor. In this way, Rin Chan and the others could finally take a breather. Go and kill that brat. In the sky, a non-human emperor stared at Lu Ming. There were more great emperors of the non-human race, and they could easily take out some to do other things. Kill? A non-human emperor charged toward Lu Ming. Lu Ming's pupils contracted. His current combat strength was almost invincible in the true emperor realm. However, he was no match for a great emperor. Even the weakest great emperor could kill him easily. Lu Ming planned to use the celestial thearch's physical body. Initially, there were too many foreign tribe experts and many top-notch great emperors. Even if Lu Ming used the celestial thearch's physical body, it would not be of much use to the overall situation. Therefore, Lu Ming planned to save it for critical moments. However, he had no choice but to use it now. Boom. Just as Lu Ming was about to use the celestial thearch's physical body, a terrifying and shocking pressure burst out from the depths of the small world. That was the might of the heavens, the might of the heavenly Tao. The celestial emperor. Lu Ming had a thought in his mind. It was said that there was another celestial emperor in this small world. It seemed that it was true. Forefather. The heaven realm's cultivators roared and became excited. Whoosh, whoosh. In the depths of the small world, a few sword lights shot out. Wherever the sword lights passed, the space was torn apart, leaving hideous cracks. A few sword lights were aimed at the few great emperors. One of them was the great emperor who was about to attack Lu Ming. It's the celestial emperor. The alien expert roared as he retreated in fear. However, how could their speed compare to the celestial thearchs? They couldn't retreat at all. A few emperors of the non-human race were killed by a few sword lights. Then, a sword light flashed in the void, and an old man with white hair and a long robe appeared. This was the old ancestor of this small world, a celestial emperor, known as the Celestial Emperor Extinctive Sword. Bus. Heavenly Emperor Extinctive Sword let out a deafening howl as a sword light burst forth from his hand. He was about to attack the non-human emperor again. However, at this moment, Celestial Emperor Zhu Jian's expression changed drastically. His sword momentum changed and turned into a brilliant and huge sword light, slashing towards the side of the void. Boom. The void exploded, and a huge hand covered in purple scales appeared. It collided with the sword light. After a shocking roar, the sword light dissipated and the big hand also shrank back. A few scales on the big hand were cut off, and a trace of blood oozed out. Then the void trembled and a burly alien appeared in the sky. This foreign being also exuded a terrifying pressure that was not weaker than Heavenly Emperor Zhu Jian's. He was also a powerful existence in the Heavenly Emperor realm. I didn't expect that there would be a Heavenly Emperor who slipped through the net. You can't be left alive. Today is the day of your death. The foreign Celestial the Arch said coldly as he charged towards Celestial the Arch Jianghu. The Celestial Emperor Extinctive Sword's body burst out with a brilliant sword light as he fought with his opponent. At the same time, a voice rang in the ears of everyone in the Heaven realm. Don't linger in battle, charge out. The voice of the Celestial Emperor Extinctive Sword rang out. Charge. The 5 elders and the other great emperor powerhouses gathered with Lu Ming and the rest. They rushed to the front and charged out without a care for their lives. All of you stay. The outsiders roared and surrounded them, not giving them a chance. You guys go first. We must rush out. 2 of the elders roared. Their bodies emitted a brilliant radiance that burned like flames. The 2 founding elders were going all out. They burned their own origins to increase their strength and block a large number of alien experts. Doyan. Many people howled in grief. Burning one's life source would definitely exhaust one's life force and one would die without a doubt. Charge. The elder roared. Charge out with us, kill? The remaining Doyans and Great Emperor Realm experts led everyone to charge forward. 2 elders tried their best to stop them, but they finally broke through the encirclement and rushed toward the exit of the small world. Behind them, the alien races were chasing after them at an extreme speed. In the process of running away, there were still people dying. Soon they saw the exit of the small world. At this moment, the exit of the small world had been torn open by the alien race, and the exit had expanded hundreds of times. They immediately rushed out. However, when they rushed out, their expressions became even uglier. In front of him was a dense crowd of non-humans, forming an arc that surrounded the exit of the small world. Obviously, the alien race had come prepared. Moreover, he saw 2 burly men in front of the alien tribe. They were from the Heaven realm and Lu Ming had seen them before. The 2 burly men looked at Lu Ming and the rest with a cold smile. Nangong Kong, it's you. You betrayed the small world, you betrayed us. Someone shouted. They finally knew why the alien races had found the entrance to the small world. It was because someone had betrayed them. Chapter 2297, Chapter 2297, Chapter 2296, Chapter 2297, Chapter 2296. Charging into the depths of the Forbidden Land, everyone's eyes were filled with cold, killing intent as they stared at the 2 burly men. They had been betrayed. Hee hee. At this moment, the 2 burly men laughed sinisterly. Then, a layer of black light was emitted from their bodies. It twisted and 2 black shadows emerged from their bodies. Beside them, 2 figures appeared like shadows. They've been possessed. One of the elders spoke. They hadn't been betrayed. The 2 of them had been caught by a foreign race when they went out to gather information. Then they had been possessed by a foreign race and had obtained the address of the entrance to the small world. At this moment, the 2 burly men also came to their senses. When they saw Lu Ming and the rest, they instantly understood that they had been used. They had found the entrance to the small world. All. The 2 of them roared and their eyes turned red. They turned around and pounced toward the alien race. It was hard for them to accept this. However, one of the great Emperor Realm foreign beings struck out with 2 palms and killed the 2 burly men. Ehe, remnants of the Heaven realm, you still want to escape? Kill them, don't let a single one of them escape. One of the great Emperor Realm foreign beings waved his hand. Instantly the alien army charged toward Lu Ming and the rest. Charge out. One of the elders roared and charged over first. A chaotic battle broke out again. The 2 sides fought fiercely. However, the alien races came from behind. Lu Ming and the rest were no match for them at all. Kill, kill, kill. Lu Ming's eyes were bloodshot. He wielded his long spear and slaughtered his way through. The alien races were constantly killed by him. He was bathed in blood, both his and the alien races. He continued to circulate the indestructible ancient scroll, healing his injuries. He was like a killing machine that would never tire. Lu Ming had no idea how many alien races he had killed, but the number of people around him was decreasing. Ren Chan was also severely injured. If not for Lu Ming's protection, he would have died. Well, block them and let them rush out. They must rush out. One of the elders roared as his body started to burn like a flame. He burned his life source. He wasn't the only one. The other elders, including the great emperor experts, were all burning their life force. After burning his life source, his battle power had increased dramatically. They had finally torn open a hole. Get out. Ren Chan, you must survive. An elder roared. Ren Chan and Lu Ming were too talented. They could not die here. They could only rise in the future if they escaped. Young people were the hope. Grand elders, Ren Chan cried. The others were the same. The grand elders and elders were doing this to protect them. Otherwise, with their own combat strength, they would have a greater chance of getting out. At this moment, Lu Ming's nose felt a little sour. In the past 2 years, he had already blended into this small world and had feelings for it. But now, he saw with his own eyes that the people he was familiar with were dying one by one in front of his eyes. This was a kind of sorrow. Power, I need unparalleled power. Lu Ming roared in his heart. If he didn't have the strength, it was foreseeable that if the Taiqing heavenly region was breached in the future, the primordial realm would not be spared either. At that time he would not be able to protect his family, his friends, and his lover. This was something he could not accept. Charge out. An elder roared. Kill. Lu Ming, Ren Chan, and the others followed suit, roaring and charging toward the gap. Stop them. The experts of the foreign races attacked crazily, but they were blocked by the doyens. Lu Ming and the group of people charged madly towards the road. In front of them, there were a few great emperor-level figures opening the way. Along the way there were still people dying in battle, but they were determined. Finally, they broke out of the encirclement. However, the doyens and the other great emperor realm elders had already been drowned out by the foreign races. They could no longer be seen. They knew that most of the doyens and elders would not be able to survive. Kill? In the distance, the alien races were chasing after them, and the situation was still very dangerous. Where should we go? There are alien races everywhere. No matter where we go, we will die. Many people's faces were pale. Even if they rushed out, they still had no way out. Enter the land of dusk. At that moment, Lu Ming's words were heard by everyone present. Many people could not help but look at Lu Ming. The land of dusk was the #1 forbidden area in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain. It was full of danger, and those who went in would most likely die. Previously, a large number of foreign powerhouses had entered the depths of the land of dusk and suffered heavy losses. Even the celestial the Arch had died. Wouldn't they be courting death if they went in? If we try to escape in another direction, we won't be able to escape. Sooner or later they will catch up to us. At that time only death will await us. Only by entering the depths of the land of dusk can we have a chance to survive. Otherwise we won't have a chance. Lu Ming spoke with a firm voice. Alright, let's do that. We don't have time. Charge into the depths of the land of dusk. Ren Chan shouted. Let's go. The remaining few emperors also made their decision and rushed into the depths of the land of dusk. Behind them, the foreign races were closing in on them. As they fled, they chased and killed, and people kept dying. Well, bring up the rear. A few great emperors came to the back to stop the alien races. The land of dusk was extremely dangerous. It was filled with terrifying killing intent. However, due to the attack of the foreign tribes, the structure of the terrain had been changed. There were traces of fighting the Wa everywhere, and the energy of the field had disappeared. They had followed the path opened up by the alien race. Otherwise, they would have died under that field energy. They charged all the way into the land of dusk. However, after charging for a while, they encountered another group of foreign races. This road was also guarded by alien races. When they saw Lu Ming and the rest, the alien races roared and charged over. There were strong enemies in front and pursuers behind. Now there was only one battle left. Charge. Lu Ming took the lead. His glabella glowed, and the celestial thearch's physical body flew out. Now he had no choice but to use the celestial emperor corporeal body. Fortunately, in the past few years, Lu Ming would store energy for the celestial thearch's body whenever he was free. Lu Ming had killed so many true Emperor Realm alien races and obtained an astonishing amount of their crystals. They were constantly converted into energy for the Celestial Emperor's physical body. Over the past 2 years, the energy stored in Celestial Emperor's corporeal body had reached an astonishing 55%. The power of such rich energy was naturally astonishing and terrifying. Lu Ming merged into the Celestial Thearch's physical body. The Celestial Thearch's physical body held the combat sword and slashed. A large number of alien races below the Great Emperor level were instantly killed. Such a powerful puppet. Ren Chan and the others were overjoyed. They had thought that the Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was a puppet. Lu Ming controlled the Celestial Thearch's physical body and took the lead in killing. The Celestial Thearch's physical body was sturdy and immortal. Lu Ming did not care about defense at all. He only needed to charge forward and kill. Chapter 2298, Chapter 2298, Golden? Chapter 2298, Golden Furred Zombie. The Celestial Emperor's corporeal body had stored 55% of the energy. When it exploded, it was truly shocking. A one-star Great Emperor of the non-human race rushed over and was killed by Lu Ming with a single slash. If he used 55% of his energy, it would be enough to kill a 3-star Great Emperor. Kill? Lu Ming killed his way through. With Lu Ming's divine might, the alien races in front of them were finally defeated. They rushed over. However, as they were blocked by the front and the foreign races behind them caught up, they lost a large number of people. People were dying continuously. Now they had less than 3,000 people. The number of people in the entire small world was shocking. Naturally, there were far more than 3,000 people. However, those with low cultivation levels were kept into the small worlds by the true Emperor realm experts. However, this was also extremely dangerous. If the true Emperor was killed, everyone in the small world would die as well. So, along the way, who knew how many people and how many divine beasts had died? The numbers were endless. This was the war between the two worlds, and it was extremely cruel. When the foreign races attacked the Heaven Realm, the number of living beings that died in the Heaven Realm was uncountable. Less than 3,000 people charged into the depths of the Land of Dusk. However, after charging for a while, they encountered another group of foreign races. There was no other way. This path had been opened up by the alien races, so there were naturally alien races guarding it. However, it was even more dangerous to go anywhere else. The field energy of the Land of Dusk could kill everything. Everyone fought with all their might, bathing in blood as they charged forward. Yet another few hundred people were left here forever. Fortunately, after running into a few waves of alien races, there were no more alien races in front. Lu Ming killed his way to the back and fought with the alien races that were chasing him. At the end of the battle, the energy in Celestial Emperor's corporeal body was completely exhausted and he could no longer control it. Lu Ming had no choice but to put away the Celestial Thearch's body. At this moment he had already killed countless alien races. In the end, they only had about 2,000 people left. This was an extremely heavy loss. At this time they finally arrived at the depths of the Land of Dusk. In front of him, there were mountains one after another, rising and falling with each other. At this point, the foreign kinds actually stopped and retreated. In the eyes of the outsiders, everyone could see fear and terror. Lu Ming and the group perked up and did not dare to be careless. These mountains look like huge tombs. Someone said, his voice a little dry. The others were silent. Indeed, these mountains, one after another, really looked like large tombs. Although there were no tombstones or anything, the shape looked very similar. I don't think so. These mountains are so majestic, how can they be large tombs? After a while, someone asked in bewilderment. What should we do next? Someone asked. The foreign tribes have retreated. Let's take a rest and recover our strength. One group will rest while the other group will patrol the surroundings. An elder of the Great Emperor realm said. Now, there were only 3 great emperors left among them. Everyone nodded. This was the only thing they could do now. Just as they were about to make arrangements for their rest, suddenly, a deep rumble came from the front. It came from those mountains. Everyone was shocked. They didn't have time to rest and gathered together on guard. Boom, boom, boom. A few majestic mountains trembled. Under everyone's shocked gazes, they actually split open. Brr. A roar came from the crack in the mountain, and a terrifying demonic chi burst out. It was so terrifying that it made people's hearts beat faster. It was a great horror. Brr, brr, brr. Roars came from several mountains in a row. The mountains trembled under the roars and even the earth trembled. The clouds in the sky were scattered and cracks appeared in the space. There seemed to be a few ancient beasts lying dormant in the mountains. What is this? Someone's voice trembled. They recalled the news that they had heard before. Some time ago, the Outlanders had entered the depths of the Land of Dusk in large numbers. but they had returned in defeat in the end. A terrifying creature had awakened in the depths of the land of dusk. The Outlanders, who were also heavenly emperors, had fallen here. Was this the kind of creature he was facing now? Their faces turned pale. This was truly a dead end. There were alien races behind them, and there were such living beings in front of them. However, they did not blame Lu Ming. Even if they did not take this path and rush to other places in the 10,000 spirit heavenly domain, there was no way for them to go. The alien races would catch up with them. If they encountered the alien races celestial the arch, they would still be doomed. Ever since the alien races found the entrance to the small world, their fates seemed to have been sealed, just like all the other creatures in 10,000 spirit heavenly region. A few terrifying roars sounded from the mountains. Then a few figures walked out. And NBSP instantly, a terrifying death energy exploded and covered the world. Many of those with weaker cultivations immediately spat out large mouthfuls of blood. That is, humans? No, zombies. Zombies? Someone exclaimed in shock. The figure that walked out of the mountain was not a prehistoric giant beast. It was in the form of an adult and had a tall figure, more than 2 meters tall. However, these figures were covered in long golden hair and had blood-red eyes. The aura of death and fierceness was so thick that it couldn't be dispersed. They were clearly zombies. These mountains were indeed huge tombs. Terrifying experts were buried in these huge tombs, and they had turned into zombies after their deaths. Many thoughts flashed through Lu Ming and the rest's minds. However, what kind of existence could turn into such a terrifying zombie? Even the heavenly emperor of the foreign race had fallen here. There were a total of 5 zombies. Their blood-red eyes were fixed on Lu Ming and the others. A terrifying, murderous aura filled the air. Not good, stop. The remaining great emperors rushed forward and unleashed their auras, trying to stop the demonic chi. However, the moment the demonic chi hit them, their bodies trembled and they retreated. Their eyes were filled with shock. They couldn't resist the fierce chi. The strength of these zombies was terrifying. However, although these zombies had amazing strength, they didn't seem to have any intelligence. With a roar, their fiendish chi became even stronger and turned into a cold killing intent. Not good, retreat, a great emperor roared. Roar. The 5 zombies roared and moved like lightning, rushing towards the crowd at an extremely fast speed. Finished? Everyone had the same thought. These few zombies' strength was incomparably shocking. They were not what they could resist at all. They would be easily torn apart. Stop. At this moment, a loud roar came from the depths of the land of dusk. Then the 5 zombies suddenly stopped and floated in the air. Buzz. And NBSP whoosh. In the depths of the land of dusk, behind the towering mountains, at least a dozen figures flew through the air. They were very fast, and in the blink of an eye they were near them. Chapter 2299, Chapter 2299, Chapter 2298, Chapter 2299, Chapter 2298 Ancient Body Cultivator, Humans, it's the humans. Ren Chan exclaimed, and the others also became excited. Those people were definitely humans. They were all middle-aged men with burly bodies and strong auras. Their bodies were filled with powerful life essence. They weren't zombies but real humans. They didn't expect that there would be humans in the depths of the land of dusk, and it seemed that those powerful zombies would listen to their orders. If he was a human, they would be saved. More than a dozen burly men came forward and first bowed to those zombies, which made people surprised. Then, the dozen of them looked at Lu Ming and the rest with a strong sense of hostility in their eyes. You guys are from the law system? Were you the ones who disturbed our ancestors' slumber? The leader of the group, a burly man, spoke with a cold voice. Law system? The ancestor is in a deep sleep? He was very surprised to see Lu Ming, Ren Chan, and the others. What did this burly man mean? Why did he say that they were a system of laws? This statement was very strange. Could it be that the other party did not cultivate the nomological system? And the ancestors' slumber, could it be referring to those zombies? Senior, we weren't the ones who disturbed your ancestors' slumber a while ago. It was the outsiders. Ren Chan said. A foreign race? What alien race? The leading middle-aged man was puzzled. In my opinion, it's them. There are no good people in the law system. Capture them all first and hand them over to the elders for interrogation to see what conspiracy they have. Another big man shouted. Not bad. The other burly men nodded one after another. This made Lu Ming and the others' expressions change. The burly man in the lead nodded. At once, More than 10 burly men moved as fast as lightning and appeared around Lu Ming and the rest. Boom. Boom. A shocking aura burst out from the bodies of the dozen burly men, and there was a thunderous explosion. Pillars of blood chi rushed out of their bodies and soared into the sky like smoke. It was pure blood chi. The dozen burly men were like 10 ancient barbaric dragons. Their blood chi was extremely dense, forming a terrifying pressure. Body cultivators, ancient body cultivators, they are ancient body cultivators. A great emperor exclaimed. The others were also greatly shocked. Ancient body cultivators, these people were actually ancient body cultivators. No wonder these people called them the system of laws. The immemorial cultivation system and the system of laws were indeed two completely different cultivation systems. However, the immemorial body cultivators had long been lost. Only a small number of them were still passed down, and the number of people who cultivated them was also very small. There were actually more than 10 Archean body cultivators here. Senior, you've misunderstood. This is the first time we've come here. We were also being hunted down, so we fled here. The ones who disturbed you are indeed from the foreign tribes. An emperor explained. The auras of these dozen or so burly men were too astonishing. Their chi and blood were incomparably rich, like savage dragons. Their muscles trembled slightly, and they actually emitted a terrifying rumbling sound. It was caused by the rapid vibration of his muscles and the bombarding of air. This was a pure ancient body cultivator. It was said that the immemorial body cultivators cultivated their physical bodies. Their chi and blood were like dragons, and their physical bodies were unbelievably strong. They didn't have saint power or world power in their bodies, but they could still fly and even break the void. What he relied on was his physical body. Their muscles vibrated and resonated with the space, allowing them to fly. They had already used their bodies to the extreme. This was the case for the dozen burly men in front of him. Whether it's a misunderstanding or not, you can explain it to our elders. Let's go, don't force us to fight. You're courting death. The burly man in the lead said coldly. A terrifying aura enveloped the heavens and earth. His figure was clearly no different from an ordinary person, but he made people feel as if they were facing a giant wild beast. Roar. The 5 zombies also roared, and their terrifying aura enveloped Lu Ming and the others. Everyone's expression changed. These 5 zombies were extremely powerful. With the addition of the dozen burly men, they simply couldn't resist them. If they attacked, only death would await them. No matter what, they are all human beings. It's better than falling into the hands of the alien races. That's right, then we'll go with them. A few people transmitted their voices. In the end, the few great emperors nodded and decided to follow the other party. Follow us. The burly man in the lead led the way into the depths of the land of dusk. Lu Ming and the rest followed him. The other burly men fell behind and blocked their way out. They flew toward the tomb-like mountains, and when the 5 zombies arrived, they entered the cracks in the mountains and the mountains closed one by one. Could it be that these zombies were all experts who cultivated ancient body cultivators when they were alive? Lu Ming guessed in his heart. Ancient body cultivators had extremely strong bodies, and it was difficult for their bodies to decay even after death. These zombies were so powerful, so they were most likely formed after the ancient body cultivators died. Experts who cultivated the nomological system did not have such powerful bodies. Even if they turned into zombies after death, they would not be so powerful. Moreover, these zombies didn't seem to have any intelligence, but they listened to the orders of the burly men. The burly men called these zombies ancestors, which explained the problem even more. The group of people kept going inside. After crossing those mountains, what appeared in front of them was still the mountains. There are so many mountains. It can't be that every mountain has a powerful zombie, right? Someone said in a low voice, full of shock. If that was the case, it would be terrifying. No wonder the foreign races would suffer a great loss here. They had flown over at least 100 mountains. In front of them, there was a col surrounded by a few mountains. In the col, there was a huge stone gate. The stone door was open and there was a pitch-black vortex inside. This is the entrance to a small world. Lu Ming and the group had an idea. The burly man in the lead entered the stone door first, followed by Lu Ming and the rest. After stepping through the stone door, they arrived at a huge square in the next moment. There were already many people around the square. They were all middle-aged men with strong chi and blood. One look and one could tell that they were all from the immemorial system. The land of 10,000 spirits, number 1 forbidden area, the depths of the land of dusk, actually had a small world with a large number of Archean body cultivators. It was truly shocking. Come with me. The burly man who was the leader of the group stood in front of them. After he finished speaking, he led them and flew forward. The space. No, could it be a small world that was born naturally? Lu Ming sensed it carefully and was even more surprised. There were many small worlds in this world and most of them were man-made. Once cultivation reached the true emperor realm, they would be able to cultivate a relatively stable small world. However, there were also very few small worlds that were not man-made but were born naturally. For example, when the heaven realm was born, there would also be some small worlds born and attached to the heaven realm. However, such small worlds were extremely rare. The one where the immemorial body cultivators lived was naturally born. Chapter 2300? Chapter 2300. The world of body cultivators. After flying for a while, a huge city appeared in front of them. In the city, all kinds of stone buildings soared into the sky. They were so dense that one couldn't see the end of it. From afar, one could see many people coming and going in the city. This place was like a real world. It was like a huge country. It was said that there were many cultivation systems in the immemorial era. For example, the immemorial body cultivator, the immemorial martial Dao, the immemorial demonic Dao, the immemorial devil Dao, and so on. There were many cultivation paths and they were extremely prosperous. Later on, the origin law system rose up and expanded at an astonishing speed. This was because the ancient cultivation system had extremely high requirements in all aspects. The cultivation conditions were harsh and only a few people could cultivate it. However, the nomological system didn't have such high requirements. As long as one had some talent, they could cultivate it and naturally grow very quickly. It didn't take long for the nomological system to become the most powerful cultivation system. Where there were people, there would be martial arts. And NBSP, the various systems fought against each other and then a shocking war broke out. And NBSP, the various ancient systems were fighting against the law systems. That battle was earth-shattering, but in the end, it ended with a great victory for the nomological system. As for the other systems, many of their inheritances were severed and they fell apart. Slowly they became weaker and weaker. By now, there were not many people who cultivated the immemorial system. However, there was such a world here. Could it be that it had been here since the immemorial era? Everyone's imagination ran wild. After that, they flew into the city. Countless people looked at Lu Ming and the rest curiously, whispering to each other. Not long after, they arrived at another square. There were already quite a few people on the square. There were old men, middle-aged men, and young people. All of them had powerful chi and blood like wild dragons. Even though the hair of the elders had turned white, their skin was smooth and their muscles were full, as if they were filled with boundless strength. Elder. The burly man in the lead came before a few white-haired elders and bowed to report. He then told them in detail about his encounter with Lu Ming and the rest. The few elders nodded. One of them walked toward Lu Ming and the rest. "Were you the ones who disturbed our ancestors' slumber a while ago?" The old man asked. "Senior, it wasn't us." One of the great emperors on Lu Ming's side said. "Not you? Some time ago, our ancestor was disturbed and walked out of the tomb. He roared and fought with people. This time we sent people to check and happened to see you. How can you say it wasn't you?" The old man's face darkened. "Senior, it really wasn't us. The ones who attacked this place were the alien races. We were also chased by the alien races, so we fled here." An emperor explained. "A foreign race? What alien race? Could it be a divine beast? There are also many divine beasts among you." The old man was puzzled and his gaze swept across Lu Ming and the rest. "It's not a divine beast. It's a race from another world. They're fierce and brutal. Most of the territories in the heaven realm have been occupied by them, and countless creatures have died in battle." The great emperor explained. "What? A race from another world?" The old man's expression changed drastically. On the side, the expressions of the other immemorial body cultivators also changed. "My body cultivators have been living in seclusion here ever since the war in the ancient times. I've never left. What's happening in the outside world now?" the old man asked. Everyone's hearts moved. No wonder the other party didn't know about the foreign races. They had been living in seclusion here since the ancient era. The immemorial era was much longer than the ancient era. During the immemorial era, the foreign races had yet to invade. "Senior, it's like this." The great emperor immediately recounted the invasion of the foreign tribes in the ancient times in detail. Then he told them how they were besieged, how they escaped in defeat, and how they had no choice but to escape to the depths of the land of dusk. The old man and the other Archean body cultivators all listened attentively. After they finished listening, their expressions became extremely heavy, Senior, of the 9 heaven domains in the heaven realm, 8 have been occupied by the Outlanders. The 10,000 spirit heavenly domain was occupied countless years ago. Now, countless small worlds and other forbidden lands have been occupied by the Outlanders. Only the land of dusk has not been occupied. I speculate that the Outlanders will not let this place go. They will mobilize a large number of powerful cultivators to attack this place, the great emperor said. The old man's expression was uncertain. After a while he said, "What you guys said, is it true or false?" It was obvious that they were still skeptical. In the battle that year, the immemorial body cultivator had been defeated by the system of laws. They did not have a good impression of people who had the system of laws. Every word is true, the great emperor said, and the others nodded in agreement. Bus, bus, bus. At this moment, a few burly men flew over at top speed, their faces filled with panic. Elder, a large number of experts have appeared in the ancestors' slumbering grounds. I don't know which race they are from, but they are attacking the ancestors' slumbering grounds. A burly man reported. What? Gather the experts and face the enemy. The elder roared and his voice spread far and wide. Soon the sound of a bell rang out from the giant city. Bus, bus, bus. Countless figures flew out of the buildings in the city and toward the exit of the world. So many experts. Lu Ming and the rest were secretly shocked. Among them, some of their auras were terrifyingly strong. They were definitely figures of the great Emperor realm, and there was no lack of heavenly Emperor realm powerhouses. You guys keep an eye on them, don't let them go anywhere. The elder ordered the people around him, then rose into the air and also headed towards the world exit. There were more than 10 burly men around them, staring at Lu Ming and the group. Lu Ming and the rest waited quietly. 2 days passed and they saw a large number of figures flying back to the city. It seems like we won. The immemorial body cultivators are indeed powerful. Ren Chan's beautiful eyes flickered as she said. The others also revealed looks of joy. No matter what, the immemorial body cultivators were still humans, so they were better than the foreign races. At this moment, a few figures flew over. The one in the middle was a young man. The young man looked to be in his 20s. He was well built and muscular, as if he was full of infinite strength. He flew toward Lu Ming and the group, sizing them up curiously. The elder asked me to pass on a message. He believes that what you said is true. With the current situation, all the races in the heaven realm should unite with each other. So, you can move freely here in the future. One will arrange your accommodation. Ren Chan and the others were ecstatic. They were saved. It was clear that the strong ancient body cultivators who had gone out to fight with the foreign races had finally believed their words and agreed to accept them. This brother, I wonder how the battle situation outside is? Lu Ming stepped out and asked with cupped fists. The alien tribes outside have been defeated by the powerhouses and the sacred ancestor body. The young man said. I'm guessing that the other races will probably send more troops and experts. Lu Ming said, his expression still somewhat solemn. Chapter 2301, Chapter 2301, Chapter 2300, Chapter 2301, Chapter 2300 Cultivation Field. The young man nodded and said, the elders have already thought about it. They will send a large number of experts to guard the place where the ancestor is slumbering. At the same time, the elders are also thinking of other countermeasures. Alright, I'll bring you to your living quarters first. Then the young man turned around and flew in one direction. Lu Ming and the rest followed him. On the way they found out the young man's name. He was called Honglu. Not long after they came to an empty land. There were large stone houses here and no one was living in them. Lu Ming and the rest stayed there for the time being. In the blink of an eye, more than 10 days had passed since Lu Ming and the rest arrived. Honglu was very curious about Lu Ming and the rest, mainly about the outside world. Therefore he often came to look for them. Lu Ming, Ren Chan and Honglu were all young people. Naturally they could get along well with each other. After a while they became familiar with each other. Lu Ming and the rest also had a better understanding of this world. Ever since their lineage was defeated in the primordial war, they had been living in seclusion in the depths of the Land of Dusk. The Land of Dusk was the most dangerous forbidden area in the Land of 10,000 Spirits. There was a terrifying energy field everywhere. For so many years, no one had discovered that there were actually a large number of primordial body cultivators living in seclusion here. The exit of this world, which was the place where the ancient body cultivators had said their ancestors were slumbering, was indeed the place where the ancient body cultivators' ancestors were buried. Many Archean body cultivators who had fallen would be buried there. Under the effect of the wonderful field energy there, the bodies of those experts would turn into zombies. Although the zombies had no intelligence, the ancient body cultivators had a special technique that allowed them to communicate with the zombies and control them to form a powerful combat force. Back then, when the foreign tribe attacked the depths of the Land of Dusk, they had alarmed those zombies. Those zombies had awakened and defeated the foreign tribe. The awakening of the zombie had also alarmed the Archean body cultivators, which was why they had sent people out to investigate. They had just happened to run into Lu Ming and the others, and mistook them for attacking that area. During this period of time, Hong Lu had also been inquiring about the outside world's information. Lu Ming told him what he knew. The alien race is so vicious. They deserve to be killed. Hong Lu roared angrily, filled with righteous indignation. Brother Lu, Miss Rinchan, shall one show you around? Enjoy the scenery and customs of our side. Hong Lu invited. All right, Rinchan said. She was also very curious about this place. It was just that it was her first time here, so she did not dare to walk around. Lu Ming also nodded. Immediately they led the way and everyone began to walk around. Most of the Archean body cultivators were simple and honest. When they saw Lu Ming and the rest, they sized them up curiously, smiled and nodded. They walked around the city and came to a wide area. This was a cultivation field of the immemorial system. The cultivation field was very wide and there were many people cultivating there. However, most of them were quite young. There were 2 to 3 year old kids, 5 to 6 years old kids, 7 to 8 years old kids, and the oldest was a teenager. What surprised Lu Ming and the rest was that the strength of these little brats was shockingly great. Lu Ming saw a 4 to 5 year old kid running around with a huge cauldron weighing more than 10,000 caddies. A 7 or 8 year old child was carrying a small mountain and walking as if he was flying. Each and every one of them was shockingly powerful. Lu Ming and Rinchan were dumbfounded. We Archean body cultivators have to lay our foundations from the age of 1. We'll soak our bodies in spiritual liquid to polish our bodies. From the age of 3, we'll have to cultivate body tempering techniques. All our cultivation is focused on the physical body, so we're stronger. Hong Lu explained with a smile, feeling rather pleased with himself. Amazing, he's indeed amazing. Lu Ming sighed. The immemorial body cultivator had an unparalleled physical body and was indeed extremely powerful. Those who cultivated in the nomological system would temper their bodies and become stronger as their cultivation level increased. After reaching the martial royal realm, cultivating a spirit body would have all kinds of wonderful effects and a strong vitality. However, when it came to physical strength, Lu Ming realized that even the bodies of many martial saints were not as strong as the bodies of the 7 or 8 year old children here, let alone martial emperors. As for those teenagers, their bodies were even more astonishing. Bang, bang. In the sky, 2 figures were engaged in an intense battle. The 2 15 or 16 year old youths kept clashing in the sky like 2 rainbows, their speed shocking. It's equivalent to the battle strength of a bright saint. Also, this kind of use of the physical body is too amazing. Lu Ming sized it up carefully and was amazed. These 2 young men were only 15 or 16 years old, but they already had the battle strength of a bright saint. This was already very good. Furthermore, their use of their physical bodies was extremely profound. Their muscles were vibrating rapidly, resonating with the air and space, allowing their bodies to fly at an amazing speed. The vibration was very subtle. If not for Lu Ming's amazing eyesight, he would not have noticed it. The two's attack method was very simple. It was a collision of power. Each punch hit the flesh. Bang, bang, bang. The 2 of them exchanged a few hundred moves before stopping. They each found a place to resume their cultivation. Brother Lu, I can feel that your blood chi is extremely rich and your body is strong, far beyond other cultivation systems. I'm very curious. Have you also cultivated body cultivation techniques? Hong Lu sized Lu Ming up and asked curiously. Hong Lu was an expert in body cultivation. He was very sensitive to people with powerful physical bodies. He could naturally sense that Lu Ming's physical body was extremely powerful. I've never cultivated body cultivation before. It's just a coincidence that my body is stronger, Lu Ming said with a smile. His spiritual body was a superior grade heavenly spiritual body and he had refined the chaotic chi inside, so he was extremely powerful. After that, he had been tempered by the 9 types of laws forming a river. In addition, he had refined a portion of the ancestral dragon's blood's energy. This made Lu Ming's physical body shockingly powerful. In the nomological system, None of the martial artists of the same level could compare to Lu Ming's physical body. "Brother Lu, why don't we have a competition?" Honglu said expectantly. He had never sparred with experts from other cultivation systems before. He had always been very curious about how strong the nomological system was. It could actually defeat other cultivation systems in the ancient era. "All right." Lu Ming nodded. He was also very curious about how strong the pure physical cultivators of the immemorial era were. Bao Da was also an immemorial body cultivator and was very powerful. Lu Ming had fought with Bao Da in the Primordial Realm's 10 Lands battle and had a deep impression of him. The two of them moved and arrived in the sky. The youths and children in the cultivation field were all attracted. "Big Brother Honglu is going to make his move. Big Brother Honglu is invincible among the younger generation. It's been a long time since he fought. I can learn well this time." The youths and children all called out in excitement. Even some of the older ones were attracted. As the strongest genius of this generation's immemorial body cultivators, there was no need to doubt Honglu's combat strength. They also wanted to see how powerful the geniuses of the nomological system were. Chapter 2302. Chapter 2302, Body Cultivation Technique. "Brother Honglu, please?" Lu Ming waved his hands. "Brother Lu, be careful," Honglu said. The muscles on his body bulged slightly, and a terrifying whistling sound came from his body. That was because his blood qi was too rich. The fluctuations produced when he circulated it were like the angry roar of a true dragon. When one's blood qi reached such a level, it was absolutely terrifying. Even without the life law and the indestructible ancient scroll, one's vitality was still astonishingly strong. Most injuries would be able to heal quickly. Boom. Honglu's muscles trembled. His body rushed towards Lu Ming and he threw a punch at Lu Ming. Lu Ming squinted his eyes and circulated the world energy in his body to the extreme. The strength of his physical body was also mobilized by Lu Ming. In addition, Lu Ming used the law of chaos. Boom. Lu Ming also threw a punch. This punch was a combination of Lu Ming's physical strength, the power of the world and the power of the law of chaos. With Lu Ming's current cultivation and his third realm laws of chaos, the power of this punch was extremely shocking. Bang. The two fists collided. At this moment, Lu Ming's expression changed slightly. He felt that Honglu's fist was like a few hundred mountains. Waves of terrifying power rushed towards Lu Ming. Even the third realm laws of chaos trembled and were almost pierced through. Lu Ming's body could not help but retreat. Honglu's body only swayed slightly before stabilizing. What powerful strength, what powerful battle strength. Lu Ming was a little shocked. With Lu Ming's current cultivation base, even if he only used one type of chaos law, his combat power was extremely shocking. Few people of the same level in the Tai Ching heavenly region could block him. However, Honglu had forced him back with one punch. Honglu's combat strength was top-notch even in the Tai Ching heavenly region. "Amazing, Brother Honglu is amazing." The children and youths all began to shout in excitement. But Honglu himself, his expression was very grave. Although he had forced Lu Ming back with a punch, he could sense that Lu Ming had not used his full strength. There was a terrifying power in his body. "Brother Lu, I don't think you've used your full strength." "Use your full strength," Honglu said. "Come." Lu Ming only said one word. At the same time, his body was constantly glowing. Array Dao Law, Artifact Dao Law, Penetration Law, and Extreme Law. Lu Ming had used 4 types of laws in succession. Among them, the Array Dao Law and the Smithing Dao Law were at the 3rd realm, while the Penetration Law and the Extremity Law were at the 2nd realm. Lu Ming's aura was stronger. Boom. The 5 types of laws fused and supplemented Lu Ming's fist. Lu Ming threw another punch. Honglu also charged toward Lu Ming, throwing a punch. Bang. The two of them collided for the 2nd time. The space where their fists met kept exploding, revealing cracks that looked like spider webs. This time, the two of them swayed at the same time and took a few steps back. Then the two of them started fighting again. Bang. 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 The collision of the fists was very direct, and they continued to bombard each other. Lu Ming did not use his divine ability, Life Law, or Death Law. The two of them exchanged hundreds of moves and ended up in a draw. After another exchange of blows, the two of them retreated, and Honglu panted heavily. "Awesome, awesome. The system of laws is indeed wonderful. Brother Lu, did you use your full strength? Tell me." Honglu stared at Lu Ming. Almost just a little bit more." Lu Ming smiled. He didn't use his full strength, mainly because he wanted to save some face for Honglu in front of the child. After all, Honglu was the strongest heaven's favorite of this generation of immemorial body cultivators, and was the idol of these children. If they defeated Honglu, it would inevitably be a blow to these children's confidence. "You bastard, I knew it. Let's fight again next time." Honglu was rather forthright. He chuckled and did not take it to heart. He stared at Lu Ming and said, "Your physical body is really strong. It's not weaker than some body cultivators. Why don't you try to cultivate some body cultivation techniques?" "A body cultivation technique?" Lu Ming was stunned. "Look over there." The Honglu road pointed to the north. There was a huge cliff at the edge of the cultivation field. From a distance, one could see dense words written on the cliff. "What's written on it is a body cultivation technique. Let's go and take a look," Honglu said. "Brother Hong, this is a body cultivation technique. I'm afraid it's not appropriate for us to take a look," Lu Ming said. Every system had its own cultivation technique, many of which were not taught to outsiders. They were not body cultivators' inheritors, so it would be bad if they violated a taboo. "It's fine. That body cultivation technique is only used to strengthen one's foundation. Everyone can cultivate it. It's not a core technique," Honglu said as he walked towards the cliff. Lu Ming and Rin Chan were very curious and followed him to the bottom of the cliff. Little Heavenly Mystery Art. Lu Ming looked at it carefully and realized that there was a body tempering technique recorded on the cliff. It was called the Little Heaven Mysterious Skill H. The minor heavenly mystery technique is the most widespread among the ancient body cultivators. It's also the most suitable body tempering technique to build a foundation. Anyone can cultivate it. It has a total of 12 levels. If you're interested, you can try cultivating it. It'll be very helpful in improving your body," Honglu said. "Many thanks." Lu Ming and Rin Chan thanked him and then began to read it carefully. "This is really amazing. It turns out that there are so many things to pay attention to in the physical body." Lu Ming sighed as he read. Soon he had memorized all the content. He then sat cross-legged and comprehended it quietly. 2 days later, Lu Ming began to cultivate. First, he activated the first level of the Little Heavenly Mysterious Art. Buzz. His muscles, his bones, and even his internal organs all let out a buzzing sound. The buzz turned into a wondrous energy. It was like a sound wave that seeped into every part of Lu Ming's body. At this moment, Lu Ming felt his entire body go numb as if he had been electrocuted. His body was trembling slightly according to a strange pattern. Lu Ming realized that his physical body was slowly becoming stronger. Some of the areas that were difficult to temper in the past were also becoming stronger. Although the extent of this increase was very small, it was indeed becoming stronger. It was as if his physical body was being thoroughly baptized and polished. Not long after, Lu Ming felt that he had successfully cultivated the first stage of the Little Heaven Mysterious Skill. Next, the second level. Lu Ming continued to cultivate the second level. At the second level, Lu Ming realized that the tempering of his body was more thorough. His muscles and bones were vibrating at a mysterious frequency. His entire body was numb and itchy. His muscles and bones were slowly transforming. Lu Ming's physical body was already very powerful to begin with. However, it was already very shocking that he could still transform. Not long after, Lu Ming had cultivated to the second level and then the third level. You're tuning in to the Han Li's Wuxia Adventures YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.